Hey, everybody. Welcome back to another round. I'm your host, Jay. We're here with episode 3 of season 2, House of the Dragon. Don't start no ish. It won't be none. I'm seeing faces of El Cid being started already. Don't start. It won't be none. Okay. I'm glad you guys are here with us today. I'm joined by Trey Snow Stark. He still don't want to be a demon, but he gonna be a demon. I don't know.
So
And my girl El Cid, y'all interested? Hi to the people, please. Say hi to the people. Hi, people.
How do you do?
Word.
We're gonna get you today, Jay. We're gonna get you because you can't speak.
Y'all take your trip to Driftmark and just come back changed, don't y'all? Y'all just come back changed, huh? I'm gonna be unsettling like sea smoke. Y'all keep it up, all right? I'll be circling some things or whatever. So, anywho, not call me your grace. My prince. I mean, your grace. I mean, I need to get that clip. Damn it, I should have got that clip. Call me, sir, one more time.
that was funny.
That's how Damon was acting when that man kept saying, "Your prince." He's call me, sir, one more time.
That
Hey,
thing was funny.
that person looked like Damon a little bit.
I like that actor. I've seen him in some stuff before. I really like him.
Who, Matt Smith?
No, not as
No,
Damon.
the other guy.
The who's strong.
Yeah, the Castellan.
Yeah,
Oh, him. Oh, okay, yeah.
He's been in other stuff.
yeah. More famously, Penny Dreadful. He was the historian.
Wait, which Pretty Dreadful? Because you know it's two, and it gets on my
The
nerves.
Showtime one.
With old girl from
Uh-huh.
yeah, I like that one.
Yes. He was the historian with the curls on in the mustache.
Child, my voice is wherever you are, Sean. That's where my voice is, okay? My voice has fled the castle. my voice is gone, all right? Wherever the hell
you sent it to the Erie?
Wherever the hell Lenore is, that's where my voice is, okay? Gone, long gone, so gone that my dragon is now restless, all right? That's how gone my voice is.
Maybe it's restless because it knows that Lenore is dead.
Yes,
That's what
thank
I was
you.
gonna say. That's why I said long gone. Okay, no DED.
So gone over you. That's what you're saying. That's his song. So gone over you.
Oh God, over you.
Yeah, Jay, you're gonna get it tonight with us.
No,
I don't get nothing. I'm gonna just do a Kojo and go and do a Kojo and go to sleep and let y'all run amok. You know what I'm saying?
No, you got it wrong, Your Grace. It's New Gray Smoke.
I don't know which of you speak. You know nothing, Jon Snow.
he know that though. He knows much. He know that though.
Jon Snow.
Probably not.
Anywho.
John, you probably don't even know that for the show.
Well, one thing we do know is that it was a lot of unalive people at the beginning of this episode. It was bodies on top of bodies on top of bodies. And
not in a good way.
Not the centipede type bodies. Come on, Elsie, calm down. Now, fun times with Elsie on Friday nights. No, but the Blackwoods and
the Bracklets.
The Brackens,
yes,
and the Blackwoods. I can't get with all these same letters, same name things. This is why I feel for Allison. Okay, I feel for Allison because these people,
they're black. They're just black.
to be blacks in there.
There's too many of the same names. Okay, I understand her confusion. It's not her fault she didn't understand the prophecy.
You move the boundary stones, my good sir.
that
Yes. And he
land. Like, come on, man. Yeah, that their whole house history is interesting and funny at the same time. Especially when you go through it, they're related. Like literally.
Yes.
Multiple times throughout the history, they're related. And they still argue with one another.
Family
It's,
Feud. That's how the show came about.
That's what
oh my
Rainy
goodness.
did. You're fighting for so long, you forget why the war even started.
Yep. I ain't
Yes.
gonna lie though. I was excited that they started with them. I was like, oh, this is a perfect place to start. You want to start off a war? Yeah, this makes sense. It's family.
Within
As soon
family,
as I heard,
yep.
as
Hmm.
soon as I heard Bracken, I was like, oh yeah, this is good. But they did something that GOT did a lot that I kind of had an issue with. Listen, stop cutting away from geek. Stop giving me the lead up and then the aftermath of the battle. I actually want to see them fight a little bit. It ain't got to be long. It could be the tail end of it, something. But I want to
That,
see the battle.
that requires a choreographer and a whole lot more set work.
It does. But it is
But
what it is.
it was a good teaser for people to go read the books, read the family backstories. Like, wait a minute, why is this ground littered? And why is that person now their own sword is between their throat? What is going on?
Yeah, because the battle of the burning mill actually isn't that just the first one? There's going to be a couple of
Yeah,
more.
Yeah,
that's the first battle.
that
But
starts
what
it
they
off.
say, El said, don't pull your gat out unless you plan to
Go
use it.
use it.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
In this case, back then they didn't have no cats, so don't pull your sword out unless you don't plan to use it. And he did pull it out, talking big mess, and was a
hmm
little chicken in the back, like,
He? Okay.
they didn't give that particular character's name, did they? It was just a
No, they
fact.
did not.
Okay.
That's why I questioned it, because they do have a lady who is a fearless, warrior in their midst.
The Backwoods?
Hmm.
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah,
But why
yeah.
would you
That's
think?
why I thought it was her.
Yeah,
Huh?
but why would you think she's unalived already?
Only because she's unnecessary for the rest of the battles.
Yeah.
She's more for the backstory of how she became a warrior and stuff like that. She kind of like a Brienne, but it's like Brienne can never be felled. Of course.
Yeah, you only really get her. She's talked about, but you only really get to really see her or hear about her once during an encounter. After that, it's just yeah.
Yeah.
But she comes up multiple times. She comes up.
If a person comes up multiple times, I wouldn't see that they would not mention the name at the
But it's
least, and then
it's
put
one
them
of
in there
those.
as a woman.
They probably will, but it's one of those things. Are you gonna spend time and effort to actually show it for what's the overall mission is gonna be? I don't know. It'd be nice to see. I like to see it,
No, I'm
but
not saying that. I'm just saying that I wouldn't see them even if they offed her right then. They would have gave her name. They would have said who it was or whatever. They didn't. They didn't do it. So
Could be. Could be a nod to the book readers.
yeah,
yeah, but they still would have gave the name.
No, the book readers don't need a name. Just like the book readers only needed to see a crow feasting on one of the bodies to understand the nod of a feast for
Well,
crows.
that's more like you get that one already. Like that's a lot easier symbolism and stuff, and try to guess if a boy is a girl or whatever. It made a clear gesture of this is a woman. You know what
Understood.
I'm saying? Like there's clear gestures that they're going to make to the nods that they give, the Easter eggs that they give.
But I don't think she survived. The character in the book survived the this battle. That's why I thought it was her too.
she did.
She did? Okay. I thought she
That's
didn't.
what I said. She pops back up.
Mentioned more times that Trace said.
Yeah, she does. That's why I said I'm
Okay.
wondering, at least later on, maybe even season 3, we might actually get to meet her because there's some things in the aftermath that happens that she's a part of.
Gotcha.
So I'm wondering, will we even get
Because
that chance or would they bypass it?
this is a nod to what was said to Damon that the old Lord is so senile that his bannermen are doing whatever they
Yes,
want
yes,
and declaring for whoever they want. And this is one of the results.
yep. The families is all going at it. It will. It was a nice setup for. Yeah, they specifically said the old Lord is senile and he hasn't have a hand in it, but he's not dead yet, so he's still the liege lord. But there's somebody behind him that's able to take over, but they ain't never brought him up yet. So, but
But
they definitely set it up.
but
He ain't got a
the whole setup, if you think about it, the whole setup altogether is the whole setup for the whole episode. Because when we watch both councils are now running amok and not really paying attention to their leads. You know what I'm saying? Like when you look at it as a whole, they're just doing whatever, speaking however to their respected kings.
and their kings that and the king and queen are going and doing what they want, behind the council's back.
Yeah, it was just a lot of like, okay, see, this is what happens when you don't either properly communicate or actually make a decision.
Right.
Like, so at some point in time, I I, I know what they're trying to do. I guess we're gonna talk about Rhaenyra. I understand what you're trying to do. I get it, baby girl. I really do. I'm on your side. But at some point in time, whatever it might be, you have to make a decision. Just whatever that decision might be. Whether they like it or don't like it, whether it becomes to be wise or not, that only time will tell. But at some point in time, you have to make a decision. You can't have everybody just sitting there looking crazy, making statements. Like, everybody just running them up on your own council meeting. Nah, can't have that. And I hate to say this, but daggone well, half of them wouldn't even speak up if Damon was there.
Right.
They wouldn't say a word.
Because
Because Damon would be like,
yeah, but at the end of the day, they still don't. They follow Rhaenyra.
they
But
should follow.
they still don't respect her position because she's a woman.
Absolutely.
And a few people bucking up too, including his son.
Yeah. Yeah. 'Cause even the son had a point. Like, hey, mom. Like, hey, hey, mom. This, we got to do something.
However,
But she,
however,
okay.
however, again, she eventually needs to do something. But the rash movements of men and Aries tend to leave bloodshed everywhere. Okay, the little hot-tempered people.
Emotional much?
I knew that this is where this was going, and they was going to start portraying it this way. I'm like, wait a minute. They're really trying to portray, oh, men is all the problem in the world. We just war hungry, yeah, yeah, yeah. And for the most part, it has a lot of basis of truth. You ain't gonna see me sitting here blowing smoke at anybody but yes, it happens. But we're not going to pretend that women can't be as bloodthirsty as us. Okay? Nah. But I
Not on the
do understand
max
what
scale as y'all.
happened.
That's what it is. It's just not on the max scale as y'all.
Oh, anyway.
Okay, what male army is going to march based on the outburst of a woman?
We have time to go through history.
We're talking about this one.
Oh, this one. Okay.
I bet you if we go through history, okay.
Oh,
No. I bet you if we go through history, it is the only reason it's going to march for a woman is because he's trying to get in them panties. Okay, that's the only reason.
Yes, that happens.
Yes, but he's still going against other men for the panties. It's not for the woman hurt because
Absolutely.
of her emotions or whatever and stuff like that.
Oh, yeah.
So
not because she's hurt, because they chose another.
Listen, more wars have started foolishly over fighting over women than anyone in history. It just happens. When you look at it, yeah, it's always something. It's usually always something over something petty. Always, But just in this situation, I'm just looking at and both sides is doing it, but I'm just looking at Rhaenyra's side. I'm like, I understand your pretense. You are trying, she's trying every single way she could think of to try and handle this peacefully. And it's getting to a point like I'm like, Rhaenyra, even you gotta understand the time for that was a long time ago.
What she finally does understand in this episode.
I don't think
But
she does, but we'll see. I
even
don't.
before that, the fact that the man was crowned was when the time was over. How do you think we're going to uncrown him?
Yeah, it's not gonna happen.
No
There's a
matter
reason why
what,
they did it that way.
right? They ran with the crown, and it's like, even if it's fake now and you're trying, to get everything undone, how do you think it's going to be undone? Where's everybody going to fall into place? You can't be seen as we can just hand back my crown to you. I'm sorry, sis. I just keeping the seat warm. I mean, really.
And if I was Aegon, as crazy as he is, why would he give it up?
Trey, I know El said's answer to this. Trey, you have siblings.
Yeah, I got a little sister.
What position are you in the sibling tree?
I'm the oldest.
So you will beat up your little brothers.
What did they do?
And to the death, to the unaliving of your little brothers. You will either unalive your little
Nah,
brothers or you will protect your little brothers or your
no,
sisters. Something like
I
that.
wouldn't unalive them. No, you mean no? I ain't doing that. It's not ancient times.
I'm not talking about no ancient times, period. In
I
all
would.
honesty, you have siblings. You've been watching over these people like they're yours since they've been born.
I would not because we were raised together. We have a familiar connection. No, I wouldn't. You know,
They still were raised together. They still have a familiar connection, regardless of different mothers. There's still something to her that still is a big sister to these people. You're telling her to go to war impulsively against her siblings.
It's
that's
not impulsive.
that's the problem. It's
It's
not.
not impulsive. They have already crowned him. It's not impulsive. You can
It's
say his
impulsive
crowning.
because of what you're
His
saying.
crowning was impulsive.
It's impulsive because we're working with nuclear
What?
weapons right now. That's impulsive to go to war and think that that's what we just must do. Everything we're going to war, but it still needs to be strategic
Right.
at the end of the
Yeah.
day. Because I'm sitting on a nuclear weapon, they're sitting on a nuclear weapon.
Yes, but I think
These
that's why.
dragons get started, like they say, once the dragons get started, that's it. Once the dragons start fighting, there's no turning back. They demonstrated this at the end of season 1 with Vagar.
Yes,
Once the dragon feels your wrath, that's it. The dragon now wants blood.
I think that's my main issue out of all of this.
Hmm.
I'm not hearing the. We all know where it's coming to,
Right.
but and I do understand why she's trying her best to stall things off. And for the most part, I commend her for it. My only issue has been you still need to plan for the worst, and I'm not seeing it. Everybody else is trying to force you into some plannings themselves. I don't like that either.
How long you want this show to be? They got right now, they're guaranteed 4th season. That's what we're saying. And still has to be stretched out to 4 seasons. And we're already about to be on the live in about
Oh,
4 to 5 of the major players possibly in this season.
I don't think we're getting 4 seasons. I think this is going to be over in 3. This is my personal opinion, the way they're going.
That's what I'm
But
saying. So
but even in that even okay, like how can I? Because I don't want to be a book. There's already a clear difference between this show Rhaenyra that they're giving us, which I still like, and then book Rhaenyra.
and you can talk about that because it's not no spoilers.
Yeah, because both of them, for the most part, is virtually the same. They did a good job of trying to portray her on screen.
Except for
They,
weight and looks, but yeah, there we go.
yeah, except for when it comes to except for this is the first time this season when this started, and I'm paying attention to Rhaenyra. I said, okay, let's see how you handle this. Okay, this is the first time I am seeing Rhaenyra falter a little bit. Even if you go to book Rhaenyra, she was never. She tried to sue for peace too, and she tried. She really tried. She tried multiple times, envoys back and forth when they talked about last season, this season. It was a lot of that. She even made consensus, hey, if he steps down, I would confirm this, that, and third. She really does try. But she still understood we still got a plan for war. And she took control of her war council with Corlys and Damon. It was concerted effort to make a plan. And all of this stuff still happened. My only thing when I'm watching the show with Nira, I'm seeing and Emma Darcy is doing a good job of portraying this because I do feel it when she does it. I'm seeing the panic in her, like almost like the walls are closing in, and I'm unable to escape this, and I'm seeing the panic, and so I'm sitting there like, okay, if that's what you're going for, it's working. My only thing is, we know if you're a small folk, you're a lord in the show. Perception is everything. It's everything. How do you want me to follow you if I perceive you to have some type of weakness? That's why it's so interesting when you see Aegon, and is why it's so big when Otto had left. Otto did everything that he could to make it look like Aegon was going to be the true king. He was doing things for Aegon's public perception to make him look like he should be the one sitting on this throne. That's the main reason why we got this. Half of the reason why we got this division now. Aegon looks the part. Aegon is a man. Aegon should be the one ruling. It's all about the perception. We know, but from behind the scenes, Aegon is not fit. Like even this episode, even double down on it more. Why he is so unfit. Versus you got Rhaenyra. Behind the scenes, we see Rhaenyra. We understand she's made some choices and mistakes in her past, but for the most part, she had the perception and not the perception. She had the prehension to lead. She was taught to rule by her father. She was brought into the small council chambers. She was, I can trust from what we saw. You know what? I think Rhaenyra would be a good queen. I think Rhaenyra can handle this. Now we're at a point where, all right, it's time to put up. Shut up. Oh, I forgot. Versus Rhaenyra public perception, it started out good. Over the years, it got a little muddy because of some of her decisions. Larry Strong and all this, and the kids. Yeah, it looks away to people. It looks away. So your public perception is not the strongest. But we all know that your father named you heir. We all took oaths to it. All these lords of the lands took oaths to it, bent the knee. And most of them were most of the lords that's ruling now were their fathers that took the oaths. So that's also an issue. But it's like, okay, most of these lords are willing to follow their oaths and pledges that their families took. But we all know they're still going to follow strength. They still will follow a competent leader. So you got to show your competence and strength. And I'm ready for her to do this. But what she's shown me so far, I'm like, and I'm a black fanboy. It was to say I'm a black fanboy, and I'm looking like, yo, the green side don't look that bad, and this is crazy. But I know it's on purpose to make me feel that way.
Here's my issue with Rhaenyra and her council. Rhaenyra hasn't assigned, it seems, duties and jobs to her small council, because who is her hand? It seems like Rhaenys is acting as her hand without being, stated she is her hand.
and it's supposed to be cordless. That's why they didn't name it, so they want Rainey's to take that position a little bit.
Right. So it seems to me, yes, she's making these decisions, but there are other smaller decisions for her to make for it to move smoothly.
Yeah, it's just the little missteps that's snowballing into things. Like, I hate Christian Cole, but everything militarily that Christian Cole said this episode was on point, factual. This is the time when it comes to battle to listen to him, because he's actually making the smart decisions, which is crazy.
He is making the smart decisions, but since he is low born and he hasn't had as much battle experience as her brother, that's why he will look down on him. You know,
and her brother looked like a dude. That was funny.
You took my father's job. Now you took his place to live. You took his position. You know, now I'm looking at you getting my sister's favor. I see you. Yeah. And I ain't sleeping on the dirt road with you.
Well, he is now, but you know. See, it's what happened when the petty stuff get involved. I'm like, here we go. Here we go. Sir Gawain. Listen. Sir Gawain's a punk. Let's just go ahead and say it. He is. He's a punk. Yeah, he's a knight, but he ain't never, how you said, Jay, he ain't pulled that gag. He ain't pulled that sword out all his life.
Not all his life, but I thought he's been in at least a couple battles.
If I remember, I'm gonna have to look it up. If I remember correctly,
he was at the battle that Christian Cole was knighted.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. If I remember that, he was down there in the Dornish marshes fighting,
right?
Fighting some of the Dornish.
He was the first person Daemon picked for to battle at the jousting, at the coronation and everything. So.
Yeah, but being at a battle and having battle experience is two different things. Because there was a lot of lords at that battle, but how many lords do we know actually fight in the battle?
Yeah, but what battles have Christian fought?
Christian,
the one where he was knighted.
Where he was knighted. That's the main reason why Rhaenyra chose him for the King Guard, because he actually had battle experience.
What wars have he been to? What things have he done?
Is that the reason? Is that the reason why she chose him?
That's what I'm saying. What wars have he been to?
He was cute.
She chose him because he was Dornish, and she got a thing for Dornish men.
So he was cute.
But that too, but also if you pick up this lowborn, he will owe you.
That's true. But everybody, I do remember everybody in that room that she had to choose from, she asked a poignant question: which knight in here actually has fought in a battle? And he was the only one. So he was the only one who actually had fighting experience. His problem is what Otto pointed out. Yes, he could be a good commander, but he doesn't have the long-term planning experience for a potential long war. He can't think but 2 weeks ahead. You should be thinking 5 months to 2 years to 10 years down the line. If it goes right or wrong. And that's what Otto was good with. He was good with planning.
That's what I'm saying. These people they go to battles, but they don't go to war. Nobody's been to war. That's the thing. That's what I'm saying. What war has these people gone to? You've done small battles. What we can consider you fighting a neighborhood kid a battle.
Oh yeah, it's a battle.
You know what I'm saying? That could have been a battle that you got past or whatever. You impulsively, you can unalive somebody impulsively, because we seen that at the wedding. He got in his feelings.
Well, technically, as far as his shift is concerned, he fought it wasn't just a battle, it was the Dornish Wars, because Dorne wasn't part of the kingdom yet.
Yeah.
So they was still fighting them for years and years and years. So he fought in the Dornish Wars. So battle.
We know this for sure though, because Dorne is a very far away place. He can make up a story by here.
We're not doing that.
I don't fought the last one, and I made it here to be your sword.
We're not doing that, Jay. As far as battle experience,
it the one way, so we can do it both ways.
The value of a sword The value of a sword is not what?
It's not keeping sheathed. You got to unsheath that thing. Pull it out.
Yeah, unsheathed in practice don't mean nothing. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Oh no, nah. I may not
stuff.
like Christian Cole, but we ain't gonna do that to him. He does
Yeah.
know how to
I'm
fight.
not saying that whatever and stuff. I'm saying that, strategically, yes, he has some things that he's doing, but he does not play chess. He
No,
does not play long game, which
no,
when
a
you're
long game.
when you're a seasoned war vet, you think long game. When you're coming new to the things, you're just, I need to get in and I need a battle. I need to do this. That's where he's at. He may have done 1 or 2 battles, but he has not been to an actual war. Not thinking like this. When you
Not
go
as
to
a commander.
war,
Not
even
as a
under a commander, if you're trained under a good commander, you would have picked up strategic things that we're gonna do. Now, I give him credit, like he understands. We definitely need the Riverlands. We need this area. That's a stronghold point. You know what I'm saying? I have to go in there. I can't write no bird or nothing like this. It's not gonna work that way. So I give him that. You got to go up in there. Telling him to sit back, telling Amen to sit back with Vagar.
Yeah, that was a little petty.
Especially since that is your strategist. You've been having meetings with him at night right before you see his mother, but you've been meeting with him and talking strategy.
Like, is our ego really talking right now, or are we actually being a strategist and going to war right now?
It's interesting. It did feel a little bit more ego in this point, but the reasoning that they gave did make sense because the other side was thinking the same exact thing. If we start pulling out dragons, they're gonna start pulling out dragons, and it's no holds barred after that. I think it makes sense when you said, "No, leave the dragons back." Because first of all, let's keep it real. You got to protect King's Landing. You have to protect King's Landing. You move your dragons out, they can just swoop in, hint, hint, and take it. Hint, hint. But so it made sense. No, the king, you definitely can't go. Stay your ass inside. You're 69 guys, stay his ass inside. But but Aemon, yeah, you probably should stay back too. Because the only dragon, or actually the only dragons that seen battle and actually fought in wars, seen battle is Vagar, Sea Smoke, and Karatsi. And Melees. And Melees as well. And Melees as well. That's it. Nobody else. Well, as far as the dragons are concerned, none of the other dragons I see.
None of the ride carrying dragons, because you have Vermithor, but he's riderless right now.
Yeah, I'm not counting him because he.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. All the ones with the riders right now.
Once you get a rider, we got to count them.
Yeah.
But even as far as the riders is concerned, the only one who's actually seen a war is Daemon. As far as the riders are concerned, Rhaenys is a great dragon rider, but she's never actually been to war. Her dragon has, because her dragon was her mother's. It was her mother's, right? Yeah, her mother's.
That was her grandmother's. I thought it was her grandmother's.
It might have been grandmother.
It gets lost in the line because I can't what place she is. I thought it was her grandmother's though. Grandmothers are great grandmothers. It's Jaehaerys' mother.
It's Daemon's and Viserys' mother.
So it's her grand auntie.
Something like that. Yeah, it's Daemon and Viserys' mother. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Too many people with the same name too.
Oh yeah,
I know. That's why
I had to think for a second. Like Melees belonged to, because she was a great. I wish it was started with King Jaehaerys. She was a great character, female character. What? Badass.
Well, maybe they'll do another prequel.
That'd be nice. She was a great female character. Oh my god. Let me follow her everywhere. You like what?
This is how wars get started.
Yes,
following this man's wife.
Just from afar. Your grace. Let me follow you.
You looking like a squire.
I'll be there. I'll watch his dragon. Melees, come in and get this soap. Come on.
He gonna be like Lord Strong. Can I rub your feet, my lady?
Yes, watch
Right.
your feet,
Okay,
girl.
Larry Strong.
My lady, may I have communion with you? Like, come on, watch the feet. Ladder them things up. Like, nah. But yes, as far as all the writers are concerned, Dame is the only one with battle experience.
So
Right.
since we're talking about people making life choice decisions,
Mm.
Mm.
Aegon has brought in new.
Nepotism.
Yo, like what?
His friends are
Brought
his
the
new
homies
king's
in.
guard.
Brought the
Yep.
homies in.
Oh my
Hey,
god!
hey, I'm a hard it down for Aegon. He a hood dude. You know what I'm saying? Ain't no way. You got to put on your boys from the hood. You can't just go up there and be up the king and don't let your boys get up on game. Like what?
Did you
You
see Christian Cole's face? He was like, "Who are these dudes? What is this?
I was in the hands quarters for 20 minutes. What the
What is this?" He's
and when
like,
he
and he's
walks
thinking,
up,
I can't even do nothing about it. These some busters.
right? But these
And
are
I
the king's friends. You can't
and my dumb
tell him
behind
get up.
and my dumb behind sent the best of us to go get killed by his brother. This is you messed up, bro. Like this is this was dumb. This man, that was dumb. These dudes suck.
These
Like they
they
dudes.
sitting
really suck.
down, they parlay, and I said, not the black one sitting down. He made
Oh, that made me mad. I was like, bro, you coon ass motherfucker.
the fresh cut, sitting down with the fresh
Oh,
cut. He got the fresh fade going.
oh, nah, bro, you coon and everything with
So
these.
the
Oh,
king probably thought y'all are going to be around me anyway. Y'all my boys. I might as well pay
Give me your
y'all.
time. Hello.
Y'all gonna protect me. We
Party with
go.
my boys, ride out with my boys, DIE with my
Yes.
boys. That's what
and
we
they,
do.
and they didn't read the fine print. Like,
He's
no way,
like,
y'all supposed to take a vow of chastity, huh? Well, oh, yeah, that's funny, right?
Chastity, how? It's too late.
Oh, yes, your grace, yes,
I'm
your grace.
unchasted already. Are you
Oh, yes,
serious?
your grace. Oh my God, that thing was hilarious, boy. I was like, these guys,
and
wow.
while he's playing dress up.
He like y'all take a vow of chastity while in the castle, but once we go out, you know what I'm saying? Once we go out there to
Because
Flea
what?
Bottom, and
Because y'all still my boys. We gotta hang.
you know what
Let
I'm
me
saying.
take off that
Once
cloak.
I take a few shots back, we gonna be
Oh
doing that.
God,
You know what I'm saying? We back out here, boy. I was just
they
playing with
gonna
y'all earlier. I had to test y'all, make sure y'all good. You know what I'm saying? When anybody asks, y'all chast, right? Y'all
they
chast.
gonna they gonna such a punk. He just they make me want to feel for him because there's some instances I'm like, he just want to prove himself so bad
That's
that
his
is
problem.
sad.
He wants to be liked.
That's his problem.
Oh my
He
goodness,
wants to be
so
He's a
liked.
sad.
true people pleaser. That's the funny part. He's really a true people pleaser. But he was raised that way.
Yes, he
Yes.
was.
He's raised that way. He was raised by his mother. That's what she is.
Ooh, that's deep. Yes,
She was raised that way.
yes. Duty, duty, duty.
Mm.
Hmm.
All but duty. Mm.
And he's a namesake. So you know what I'm saying. I have a big name to follow. Aegon the Conqueror.
It does matter what your family name is in this world because it would directly give a path for how you're going to be raised. Some of these kids have no chances. They just no chance. You just you if you ain't if you don't if even if you even if you were born a low born dog catcher, the dog wrangler, you better hope you get that job up north with the stars. You be treated so you know how well you be treated. They respect you as the dog wrangler. What? Well, then again, you got Atlantis too. They have their dog wranglers and they kind of treated them nicely, whatever. But yeah,
Would
you
the, would
going to
would the
certain family.
Starks would the Starks treat a dog wrangler well?
Yeah, they did. They did because they had one that I don't forgot his name. They actually had one, and he actually helped. with the training of the wolves with the children
Okay,
by giving them tips and whatnot because they had a bunch of dogs in the castle.
gotcha. No,
And
no,
stuff.
it's
So
just
they had
I have a different thought of a wrangler.
Well, I can't post this, Mikey. I'm gonna need you not to spell out directly, my love. Okay, I'm gonna have to erase your comment, but I respect your opinion. You gotta rewrite it without the cursing, baby.
Christ, bro. I mean, wow. Relax. Relax, bro. It's okay. All right. I mean, relax.
I respect you. You feel some type of way about her. I got that. I hear it. I feel it. I receive it.
Woo.
Oh, feisty, a little dragon coming out you. Okay, Aegon Jr.
Well,
No clue.
But yeah, back to my boy playing dress up in his granddaddy's his great granddaddy's
armor.
Armor. Valyrian armor.
His hand-me-downs.
Yeah, they had to get that taken down a size or two because they got a conqueror was way bigger than that. You got to get it taken in.
Right. You take it in a little bit, you know what I'm saying? And it was just so funny. He's all hype, he all ready to go. And here come Larry Strong. May I have a word with you, my niece?
Yeah. Yo, Les is a funny dude, boy. Les is a funny dude. He was right to do what he did, but he was a funny dude.
I like how he did it though. Laris is a clever somebody. Ain't nobody in them daggone streets telling them how the king is this and that or whatever. I was like, wow. They say that your counsel is the one running you, my king. And so
small people don't care about the council. They don't care. They just worry about, hey, we're going to get our bread this week. We're going to get our little money to make the bread. Like, that's all we care about.
I'm going to have to tell them like Mama Joyce, who is they? Who is they?
Listen, he gonna talk. It doesn't matter. Just weeds. Nah, man. You put names. I want to hear them names, bro. You the master of whispers, right? Let me get them names, bro.
Who whispering?
Yes. They whisper to you. You whisper to me. Come on, give me
the name. They are eager for your mother and your brother to be running the keep while you were gone.
Oh wow, that's crazy.
And I'm like, but think about who's the only one who said stay and didn't argue when he said go.
Mm-hmm.
Laris is trying to set Sir Christian.
Yes.
Yeah, he set him up good.
But also, this leads to why he was really going in on his brother when he saw him later that night.
Nah, I don't know. I gotta say that's right because he's been doing that since they were little. That's who started the whole beef with them and his cousins.
Yeah, he does it with the cousins and stuff, but publicly,
it was never publicly like that.
In front of Lowborn?
I can't take that he's never done it publicly either because he's just been that way since he was a kid. I'm not going to disagree that he probably went in even more. I won't say that he didn't go in anymore, but he's been this guy.
Every time we've seen him do it when they were kids, it was always in front of the other family members, not like
because they weren't allowed out. They weren't allowed out though. You know what I'm saying? He has no shame. He has no shame doing it in front of. It's not just when the kids are alone. He does it in front of the servants and everything else. He has no shame.
Yeah.
He has no shame in shaming his brother or whatnot. He's done it. He's even done it at when they were at Driftmark for that one event, and he was like, "Oh, I don't know why you see something in your sister. Like, if it, when Eamon had to tell him like, if it was my woman, I would go ahead." It's just kind of like he's gonna always shame him. Now, I do agree though there might be some more venom in it this time. Why he kept going so hard? Why he even decided to lay down next to him and be all up in his face doing it and stuff. So it's more there. But yeah, this is just him. This is Aegon's way.
But Aemon looked like he wanted to smack the mess out of him right then and there, boy.
If he wasn't the king.
Bro, you want to
wasn't the king, he would have been. And I'm saying with his pipe.
And with his King's Guard around him. King's God friends.
Yeah, you know, Amy was like, I could beat every last one of y'all up.
Oh, Jay,
Every
no.
last one of y'all up.
But you know
Oh,
what? You know
Jay.
what of mine is definitely bigger than yours? Having
Jay.
one.
Not the flaccid snap. Not the flaccid smack. No, Jay, no.
Yep. He turned around and let them see it all.
but it hit him with the in too deep. Love it. Love it.
And then you know
Oh
what?
my
Everybody, he probably walked all the way to the Red Keep.
Yes.
Like Cersei.
Human. It ain't even, it's cold as hell outside. He hot.
With nothing
Oh,
on.
man.
With nothing on, because his clothes are in that room.
The way he stood up on him, he was like, see all of this. See all of this.
It was
Yeah,
funny though. They
yeah.
caught him laid up in the fetal position. I was like, oh, that's us.
Y'all, I
Oh.
actually thought he was nursing at first.
Whoa. Whoa.
Go look at the scene again. I had to
Yeah.
rewind it.
Nah, I see it now. Oh. Now what he got up so fast? Like, oh.
He didn't even get burped.
Oh my goodness, he was bad, boy. Like, yo, what the? Yo.
That's what I thought. I was like, wait a minute. That's, but he could just have been laying there. He could have been just resting on the pillows. But
Boy, I tell you what, man. You know what? I think it's so funny. I keep forgetting. Hey, you know the expression, knock on the door to find out somebody in there. There ain't no door. It's just a curtain. You can't knock on the curtain. Yeah. You can't. You got to pull it back. I was like, oh my God.
Now that one. Oh, here she is.
Like,
Ooh,
like,
my
oh,
brother. Man. You are still here? Is this the only one you visit?
I was like, yo, this is the season of cops. This is crazy. It was everywhere. I was like, whoa. They going in this season. Hold on. Wait.
And he stood up. How many takes did he do? How many? I'd like to know Game of Thrones.
He did one.
No. Because we got to have him spin to the left and we have to have him spin to the right.
Nah.
Which direction is the best hang? Because if I was Aemon, I'd like to see that. I want to know how I'm being portrayed in the public, and I need it to be the best.
What did he say? He'd be like, "Hey, no, I can do better. Hang on." He would do 5 punches and get back up there. Yeah. Hold on. Do my arm? Do my arm need to be langly here? And I just like, oh my God.
What did I walk back in now?
No, I just said how many takes did it take for that move? Did they have him spin to the left and to the right?
Which move? To get up?
To get up and turn.
You know that they said it was his idea. That he wanted to do that or whatever.
I believe it.
He said he said that was the only way that was going to be like a real walk away of that character of showing, because he said this character, and that's what let me know, Bams, that he's been getting bullied by his brother.
Well, yeah.
For all these times, yeah. And so this he has built up an alter ego basically to like protect his vulnerable side that he's been protecting since that little boy that he has been since, back when he lost his eye and everything like that. So that was his way of his alter ego stepping out and saying, I don't give a F. That was his I don't give a F moment.
But also Aegon is jealous that, Aemon drew first blood.
He's also jealous of everything of Aemon is, because Aemon actually does really have the heart that Aegon wants.
Right.
Yeah.
He's got the biggest dragon. He's been able, and it's like you went from teasing him about not getting a dragon, pulling out a pig on him and all this stuff like that, to him acquiring the biggest, oldest dragon, one of the oldest dragons,
right?
Most seasoned dragons. Him drawing, like you said, drawing the first blood. Him basically being fearless in all, though he's still a little boy.
it's almost like how can I say this? It's almost like familiar trauma. Everybody trying to be somebody else that's in their familiar ties. Aegon jealous of his brother. Aemon is jealous of Damon because he want to be Damon so bad. Damon, I don't know if they're ever going to touch on this. Damon wants to be his father
Yep.
so bad because Damon, if you go back through the books, Damon acts more like his father
Mm-hmm.
than Viserys did.
Right.
And don't get me wrong, his father was a pretty good man. The Damon Viserys' father, he was solid. You know, he was a second son to Jaehaerys, whatever. Loved his brother, loyal to his brother, and he instilled that into his own sons. That's why this whole idea of, even though they're playing with it, this whole idea of Damon wanting the throne, they're still playing with it. Honestly, maybe at one time Damon played with the idea, but God's honest truth, he he was bred to be too loyal to his
Right.
family to do that,
Right.
to ever do it, even to Rhaenyra. So even though Rhaenyra was kind of getting on him last episode, and she should have, if you listen to Damon, he was saying some real stuff like, I've done everything for you
Hmm.
in your name. I'm doing this for you.
I think the only time Damon really, really, the idea really struck him is when he realized that there was no more heirs being produced until Viserys decided, you know what, I'm just going to
Yeah,
go forth with Rhaenyra. But I mean, there was a second Viserys decided on Damon.
yeah,
You know what I'm saying? It was a fair second, like, okay, well, I don't have any male heirs. They want male heirs, clearly, because they passed over my cousin
yeah.
to
And
give it to me.
automatically it would have been Damon. But
Hmm.
Otto messed that up again.
Yep.
Otto did that. Damon called it out. Look, that dude been playing in your head for years. I've been telling you. I've been telling you. He did. He told him, like, dude, he been telling you. He ain't
I think
listen.
I think Otto was a good hand to just share Jaceres because there was peace for the
Yeah.
most part. For the most part, he didn't have to deal with this.
Well, let's put some actual facts behind that. Otto was only hand to Jaehaerys for the last 5 to 7 years of his reign, of his life. His longest Jaehaerys, of all of Jaehaerys' reign, we only had three hands, right? I believe
Yeah.
3 or 4, 3 hands. The longest reigning one was Septon Bath, and you go through the history, he's probably the only Septon that we probably could have trusted. I think you're on mute, Elsie. Oh, you was talking to us. Oh, but he was the only Septon that when you go through the history, you probably could trust. But he was the longest reigning hand in all, well, except for Tywin. Tywin was longest hand, but he was the second longest reigning hand in history. When he died, that's when Otto kind of took over. He was there already and learning and stuff and blah blah blah, and he was capable. Because I think that at that time Otto was master of laws at that time or something like that.
No, no,
He was
I don't.
around though.
I just know he been plotting and planning
Oh yes, he was plotting.
for for each one though, because he did send Allison in with Jaceres
Yes,
prior, and was trying to do the same thing then. But at that time, probably Jaceres is like, child, what I'm about to do with this child.
in fact, that's exactly what he said. Like, "Oh, what the? Nah,
He reads good, but
it's like in my way, he's like, you trying to replace Ellison with Allison? You better get out of here with that, bro. Nah, you ain't gonna replace Ellison, okay?
don't even try it.
Don't even try it. It's wrong queen, bro. Wrong point. Okay, nah.
Yeah, I don't think he'd have been able to do. To be honest, I don't know if let's play pretend right now and say Rhaenys got titled the queen. Do you think she would have kept Otto?
No.
I don't even think Otto would have wanted to stay with her because he couldn't manipulate her.
But he could manipulate her or Corlys.
Mm-mm. Especially yes. Ooh, yes. That's not
That's
court.
what I'm saying. I don't think he can manipulate them, so I don't think he would have wanted to
Because
stay anyway.
they saw him for what he was. Smart man, not bad man, but very manipulative. You know, especially with the high towers. Like, yes, their motto is duty. You give them a job to do, they're gonna do it comfortably and very good. But there's always some type of. We actually said this last episode. It's always some bull crap going on in Hightown.
Mhm.
A mess going on over there, and it's been kept under wraps, but in front of your face. And they always scheming and plotting on stuff and hiding behind duty and honor to cover it up because they're very good at it. That's why them and the Lannisters are so. If you look out through history, they were real buddy buddy throughout time in history. Real buddy buddy.
They write history over there, so
Exactly.
But you have to ask the question: duty to who?
that's what I'm saying.
Exactly.
They're historians. They're historians.
Exactly. They control the faith. They control the faith. You got the Hightown name, a big lord of the land. There's a lot of power coming out of there.
Mhm.
A lot of power.
But at the end of the day, these are outsiders. Targaryens, Valerians are basically outsiders to them. So their duty is to their history, their land, their gods, their ways. That's what he's holding on to. As much as we hate him, you got to respect that the fact that this is his land being conquered by somebody else and basically taken over and ran by somebody else outside of the sanctity of what we know.
Great point, Jay. But the funny thing is, they're descendants of the Andals. They did the same thing to the first men in Children of the Forest when they
Right.
came to Westeros. What you talking
Right.
about? You
But they
stole
don't
this land
exactly.
anyway.
But people don't like their history belongs to them.
Oh no, they stole this land anyway.
So we gotta
I
maneuver that way and stuff like that. Unfortunately for Otto, though, he didn't last long enough to see the green banners being waved at King's Landing. He might have
Hey, you
left the
heard?
place just prematurely before he got to see it.
You heard how they said things. This is not the last we're gonna see of Otto.
I know it's not the last.
right.
I'm just saying that he didn't get to see them roll down. Like, oh, look at that. Look
Oh,
He's
at
gonna.
hey, I heard a joke one time, and I had to bring this up. Like, listen, it doesn't matter in this show in these series. That's the first thing they do. When somebody take over somebody, where them banners at?
yeah.
Hang them bitches up.
You do that with
Blast up.
pirates did that when they took over ships and everything like that. You do it or
Well,
whatever. I was just surprised that it took so long.
It
'Cause
had
we-
to.
They had to
Somebody
make
had to stitch it.
Yeah, they had to make
That's true. Okay, I got
they
you.
really had them on standby.
They
That,
ain't
that
got,
would have been too blatant.
they ain't got those fast stitchers out there. I know somebody was out there saying like, "Come
Ah.
on, I know it's a stitcher."
I mean,
The
think
other-
about it. If you would have
Right.
planned that out beforehand, and then you would have had to hide that stuff, and you have somebody stumble across a whole room full of banners. You got this plan this. Nah. We'll wait till after we take it, then hire some seizures to sew these flags up right quick. Put a little dye in it, put a little green, a little gold. Nah, whoosh, hang these suckers up.
Yeah, because it was black and red before. You can't turn black and red into gold and green.
Nope. No, they got to make them things. Got to make them things. Ooh. While Jay's gone, I don't know if we kind of been skipping back and forth, but that whole, we got to talk about Harry Harold. The
Hey,
dreamscape.
you mean when Damon landed? You mean when Craxis landed? Yeah, I'm telling you, I loved it. I
Listen,
love Craxis from his roar to
little
his
screech.
serpentine.
Caracas be sliding in on people, but
It's like, who wants some? Who wants some? Who can get it?
land on the top of this castle.
And
So
Damon coming down. I love the cinematography of that shot from Caraxes coming in to Damon walking down the stairs. You get to see as we get to the, weirwood trees. You get to
Beautiful
see that
shot.
they're kind of taking over the castle. It's
Beautiful
not that
shot.
just that the castle is in disrepair. The roots of the tree is in everything in that castle.
Yeah. And as a practical matter, let's keep it real. That castle is too much to try and repair it all. It costs too
Right.
much money.
Right.
It's gonna take way too much time to repair that castle. Way too much money. They ain't got it.
But
So why spend?
Damon said, "You are not going to poison me. I'm not going to be felled by poison peas." Okay.
Like, man, we ain't got time for that. What you talking about, Prince Damon? Oh, excuse me, my grace. Your grace.
Call me Prince one more time.
It's a Damon looking up.
He came in like Pinky. Oh, say it again. Say it again.
All right, we got to talk about it.
Yes.
First thing, number one.
I didn't want you to do it without Jay.
We got to talk about it. Well, 2 or 3 things. We got to talk about it. First thing, number one, we saw Alice Rivers. Woo!
Oh yes.
That's that. Remember her face.
Yep.
We're gonna see it again.
A lot of times.
Creepy. Oh my God, she's creepy.
Well,
casting.
She isn't as creepy as you know the Red Woman.
No, but do you think she is the Red Woman though?
Nah.
Because the Red Woman would have been living as long as this. Because she was the Red Woman.
She's been around. I think we're going to see the Red Woman later on because we do see someone in the highlights in a red cloak.
Yes. Yeah, but she's definitely not Red Woman. Besides Alice, when we get into Alice Rivers, that's old gods territory. That's power of the North, Railwoods. That's old gods.
But do we know?
Anything red is Lord of Light.
Yeah, but do we really know who the Red Woman is though? Because the Red Woman be switching it up. We don't know who she could be.
Oh, you talking about Melisandre?
Yeah, it could be. Yeah.
Actually, we do know. They never actually went into it in the show as it should have, but we do know potentially where she came from. Well, she actually was a wildling.
That's still potential.
Well, it's not really potential. You get a flashback from her point of view and her history, and she's actually was taken from the wildling. She was a wildling. And she was kidnapped by slave traders, got sold down in Essos, Shy, and all that stuff, and picked up by the priest, and that's where she learned her shadow binding and all that stuff, and got adopted into the Order of R'hllor. But her origins, she was a wildling. She was a northerner, actually.
No, but remember who the character is her in disguise right now.
Yeah.
But yeah, we did see her. And she's like, I ain't kneeling. They can kneel. Your Grace, or whoever you are. She didn't get the title.
Now, this was my thoughts. Because it was weird that, now, granted, I ain't running around through these hallways of this wet place if I was living there either. And I do understand most of these people be in one place. But somebody shouts out the dragon, and then you see nobody. Do you think she was having him trip through that whole thing when he first came in the first place, before he made it to the room?
Oh, no, there's not that. There's not that many people garrison in Harrenhal like that. It's just a strong family, and there's not that many of them.
Right. I know it's a big castle, and it's not that many. Still, somebody screams something, and then there's like nobody again.
Well, we say big castle. Let's just put it in proper perspective. It's a humongously huge castle.
It's a mountain.
Yes, it's freaking ridiculous.
40,000 or whatever he said.
Yeah,
more than that actually.
Massive.
More than that. Way more than that. It like the Red Keep itself can fit in there about 5 or 6 times. You know, and still have room left over. Nah, it's ridiculous how big it is.
Yeah.
So, my mind said, yeah, it makes sense why he's not finding anybody yet, but it was still spooky as heck. I was like, where is everybody? Then I kept thinking, wait, it's Harrenhal. They're going to be in one part of the castle, so you have to make his way there.
But they were sitting down to dinner. It's the weird thing. That was the one weird thing. They were sitting down to dinner. They weren't like waiting for him, like we knew you arrived. What was even weirder for me is that she walked in and no one looked at her or acknowledged her. So at first I'm like, is she real?
That's what I'm saying.
Are they seeing her just
Ooh.
like he's seeing her? Because none of them
Nobody.
even looked at her when she walked in.
That's a good point.
That's what I'm saying. That's why I was thinking like maybe she's been giving him visions almost up until the point he got here because he was tricking. I know he's looking for people, but it's like almost and it's dark. So I love the screenplay of how they did it, but he's like seeing little things here and there, like he's seeing shadows moving across and stuff, which is making him lead his way towards this particular room or whatnot.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
You think she's giving him the vision of directly where to go?
Well, I don't even know if it's directly where to go because he didn't just walk straight there either. But I just think she's like giving him already messing with his head from the time he gets there.
And the question is, how is she messing with his head?
True.
And why?
Well, we know why.
Well, yeah. She's how can I put this? She's either blessed or cursed with visions from the old guys and whatnot. And
but then to be able to project those visions is different.
Yeah, that's something new that they're doing here. Most of the time, she tells people what may happen to them or what is going to happen to them at some point in time. And it happens.
No, because they said he was haunted from the time he got to Harrenhal. He was haunted with visions. So is that something new here?
The way they're showing it, somewhat, it feels weird.
That he's in a dream state. That he's sleepwalking.
Yeah, I was suspecting by the time he was in his bedroom and the weird stuff started happening, that's when I was like, okay, this is something off, might be something weird, dreamscape, whatever. But Jay, when you mentioned that, actually, it was weird to see even when he first walked into the room and they didn't pay attention to her and everything. I'm like, okay, that makes me go back and think, well, when did it actually start? Right. And when you do things like that, it's going to be hard to tell what he's actually. Okay, we know the conversation with the Castellan actually happened, but what's the order of events after that? He gets back to his room, takes his arm off, whatever. He's walking around the water. Was he dreamscaping then? Was he dreamscaping afterwards? Either way, it was a telling dreamscape. So
yeah, but the question is, in her talents, she's able to give people visions.
Well, that's the thing. We've never. That part would be new and different.
I guess we got to see how the show is going to continue to depict her going forth.
Yeah.
Because if they continue to depict her in a way that nobody else sees her, maybe she's just a haunting of the castle. She's what's haunting the castle. But if we start to see people interacting with her, which they should be,
they should be.
They should be.
They know her. They know she's there.
We have to wonder if it's just something in the food, something
in the
air, something she's putting in the air.
Yeah, because she was not at the dinner table. Yeah, because she wasn't at the dinner table at all. No. But it would stand to reason with how she is in the book. She would not have sat at the dinner table with them.
Yeah, she's a bastard daughter.
She's a bastard child, so she wouldn't have sat. But she seems to have more pull than a regular servant or whatever.
I got a sense. I was going to say this before you mentioned something, Jay. I got a sense of the reason why you didn't see nobody. You heard somebody yell out "dragon," but you didn't see nobody come and meet Damon or anything. Was she might have told them that Damon Targaryen is coming.
Now that's a fact because they was like apparently so when he said, "Yeah, I'm taking over the castle." Apparently so.
We were told. Hey, we got dinner ready. And he said, "You know how hard it is to get a hearth for lit a flame." Right. Hey man, we try to make it nice for you.
And he must like what was it? What he said, red radish or something, whatever they couldn't get.
Reticent.
Something
like that.
No, they were eating venison, but it was a vegetation that he mentioned.
Yeah, not venison, but it's pronounced reticent. He pronounced it reticent.
But it was a vegetation that they mentioned. He was like, sorry, red currant. It's like, sir, we don't have any current or whatever and stuff. It must be one of David's favorites. Like, oh, we know you're coming, but we don't have the current. So sorry.
Sorry.
Rip currents are actually really nice.
I don't think they grow in like really rainy weather.
No.
Nah.
You gotta have a way to dry them out.
Yeah.
I do like the way they set up.
Yep.
The fact that the town knows Laris killed his brother and his father.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I like the way they said it. He like, look at this place. You think a fire is gonna survive? We have trouble lighting it inside the house, and it's like when Damon gets to his room, it's water dripping all through the house. So it's like, yeah, this is not the lead fires that's just gonna take place at.
So it has to be dragon fire, and who would bring and have dragon fire too? Because that's the only fire that would be able to withstand all this water. That to me was the undercurrent of it. It's not no regular fire. No. But at the time when we saw them, I guess maybe because it wasn't raining, it wasn't, wet all over Harrenhal when the brother and father were there.
No, it wasn't.
Yeah, but it also gives me one of those places that rain would come out of nowhere as soon as you start light a fire. You play Zelda, you be trying to light your little fire, and all of a sudden the rain come out, and be like, man, I'm trying to climb this mountain right now. Leave me alone.
Harrenhal is Seattle. It just rains out of nowhere.
So it's like, even if the fire was starting, it got to a space, it'd almost be like the uncle is like making it seem like even if it got to a space of blowing out of control, it would have got rained out before they died. But somehow it lasted long enough to burn down their whole house.
Right. And burn them.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
They could, but again, the only thing I would counter with that is that it wasn't raining at the time.
Yeah.
If you strategically place it, even if it's not dragon fire, the fact that it wasn't raining, if it hadn't rained for a long time, even the wood doors would be dry enough to fall apart. Yeah, it is, as you said, the family knows that Laris had a hand in it.
Yeah. Yeah, so they don't like him anyway. Like he was always weird with his club foot. He was a weirdo. We ain't like him.
He also gave me the line for my title: "Sin begets sin begets sin." So we never know where it begins. You know what I'm saying? It just started one day and it just festered from there, kept growing.
So speaking of sin begets sin, so the talk is that it was the brother who came to kill Rhaenyra that fell on his sword. That's why he apologized to her. No, I'm just saying.
No, that's what's in the group chats and things.
Right, that's what's in the group chats. That's what in group chats.
Yeah, they're going back and all the group chats is lit. Trey, you'll have a field day in the group chat.
Oh yes,
they're going strong. That it was Eric that has apologized and said it, but somebody had a good strong case. He would never say your grace.
Right.
He would never call her your grace or whatever, regardless of it and stuff, unless he really had a last minute change of heart, which I don't see him doing because he was so strong on not going with her. He never once gave his brother hope that he would consider it.
Right.
This is why I have these group chats I stay away from, because they just want to argue to argue.
No, but sometimes it's good to throw a drop of blood into the shot.
I ain't gonna hold you, Trey. Somebody had a good argument for Aegon, and then somebody had a good comeback. They had a good counter argument for it or whatever, because they was like, Aegon, why is Rhaenyra mad? She's over here having bastard children, and her children would be half Targaryen, this, that, and the third. And somebody said, wait. Aegon is half Targaryen. What you mean? He half Targaryen.
They're all half Targaryen. I'm like,
half of these people is half Targaryen. What is you talking about?
All of them are. Everybody's half and half now. What are you talking about? All of them are.
Most of them are.
One of them. No, I do mean all of them. Ever since King Jaehaerys, they made a concerted effort. Remember, King Jaehaerys and Alicent had 12 children. 12. So they had to find and marry off All of them.
All of them.
However, we went back more than half. We 3/4 now with Damon
Right.
and Rhaenyra's children.
Yeah.
Back up. We back up a little bit.
But what about Corlys?
He's a
He's
Valerian.
Right, but he's full.
Yeah.
Valerian, yes.
Yes.
The Valerians don't seem to be watered down as much as the Targaryens. See
No,
what
they're not.
they were trying to water down the Targaryens because their claim to dragons are stronger.
And so many of them.
That's what they nobody really talks about that part of it. But I'm like, that's what they've been trying to do since they've been in this old town. Is the old guy, the seven has been trying to water them down. That's why they want their laws of them not having incest so bad or whatever, because it gets to water down their strength and their other bonds with the dragons. As we start to see later on that people start struggling a little bit.
But we see with Baylor, she's not as watered down and she doesn't have a dragon.
Yeah, but not all Valerians got dragons.
Right. Not all Valerians got dragons, but Daemon is her dad and her mother is half and half.
You talking about Rhaena, the one that doesn't have a dragon?
Yeah. Yes.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. She's watered down now.
Because there is the myth or about those who a dragon doesn't hatch for. But I think in that instance is where it's watered down, over here, because in their history, they know they can go claim a dragon.
Yeah.
You don't have to have a hatchling.
No, you don't.
So she could have gone and claimed her mother's dragon. She could have gone and claimed any other dragon.
But that was the plan. Remember when they were kids? That was the plan. Until Aemon went and took it.
But even though that was the plan, she, in the few instances we've seen her, she's been disappointed she hasn't had a hatchling.
I think also she's afraid.
Yeah, that's all.
Part of her is afraid, to go to actual dragon and try, because that's a big risk you're taking.
It's dangerous. Yeah. It's dangerous. Let's just keep it real. It is easier to have a hatchling and have it grow with you.
That's what I'm saying. I don't think there's a room for fear. I don't think there's room for fear. I think that's one thing is like, going up to a dog. You cannot have room for fear in your heart to do it. That's why Aemon was able to get it fast. It's like, listen, y'all done kicked out that room a long time ago as a kid. So I'm here. What's up?
You took Vagar for that ride.
Vagar was also lonely. Lost a rider.
Mm-hmm. But probably a little easier to bond with.
I don't think she understood, and I found that hard to believe considering her mother. She did not understand that she had a huge responsibility.
Yeah.
She has the next generation of not only the children and heirs to the throne, but also the dragons. If everything burned down, you have the dragon eggs and you have the children.
Again,
I think she finally realized that when she told her that and saw them eggs. It's like, oh wait, this is serious.
It's serious.
Like, well, wake up. This is serious. Things about to happen. It's time to get the kids to safety. Because things about to pop.
It's the thing that's been going on. We have egos and stuff, and I'm the only one right now. I got younger kids getting dragons claimed, and I'm the only one that doesn't have a dragon. So I would probably feel some type of way. It's like you're giving me this responsibility, not thinking overall, like you're telling me you're not going to survive. You're basically ensuring the survival of your house, and I'm responsible for it. I wouldn't be thinking the same way. I would probably be thinking too, oh, it's because I'm less than, because I wasn't able to, because that gives them some claim. It's like majority of everybody around me has managed to get a dragon, even this one that didn't get one when he was a kid too. So that it's like, bruh.
Also, let's not forget, and this applies to Rhaena and Baylor, they love their mother a lot. And you see it pop up a lot. They follow Rhaenyra, but Rhaenyra's not their mother.
Right.
So she tries to come across as a mother figure at times, but she just comes across as your mother-in-law, or just a queen.
In that instance, she was talking. She came more across like, I'm your queen. Then,
yeah, and
they're looking for connection with their dad, who
which I don't. Now I got. If I have to give some criticism, I don't like
Yes.
that show version of him
Yes.
with his daughters because in the books, Damon was he loved his daughters, doted on them, protected them, trained them, broke how to
Yes.
fight and ride when it came down to it. So this whole idea of he's kind of a absentee father, I'm not a big fan of.
Or
Because
disappointed that Bela doesn't
yeah,
have her own dragon. He was
yes,
never disappointed. He's like, you gonna get it in time.
yeah, I don't like that. If I have to be critical, I don't like that.
Hmm.
So they're trying to make him look a certain type of way because let's just keep it real. They knew going to the show, even if you read the books or even if they go faithfully towards the book, Damon Targaryen is going to be the most favorite character
But
out of
also,
this whole show.
I think they wanted to give people a way to dislike him just a little bit too.
Yeah, that's I say it's on purpose. They
Yeah.
want you to dislike him. They're trying to, and I like I say, I get it. I get it. They want the fandom to have these chats and everything.
Right.
Blacks versus the green.
And he
'Cause-
has to be able to freely want to leave his children to go to
yeah,
Heron Hall, leave them to go do these, what they call it, clandestine missions.
We can't have too many people just like because you guys are complaining about Rhaenyra lack of decision and effort making when it comes to her children. We'll complain about Allison and her lack of, the decision making when it comes to her children. So we already got the women taking that space. So, and we live in this world where we got the red pill, so they need something to talk about too. So therefore,
yo, you know what? Okay, I'm gonna go Team Green for a second. I feel the same way about Allison. Allison was never. Allison was
she
never
don't love
this
her kids like
cold.
that.
Well, no, she was never this cold to her children in the books like
No.
this. She was never this cold to her children. If anything, she was. You would
Advocate.
make an argument. She was a great mother to the
Yeah.
kids.
Yeah.
A great mother. This coldness is. I'm like, yo, you making me not want to like her and like her in certain instances, or at least try to understand it. It's a little weird, but
Well,
that's the only bone I'm gonna give Team Green. I'll let
uh,
them all burn.
I don't know. She came back this week. Her humanism came back this week when I guess she got her blessings from her daughter. Now here's my question:
You mean her
Mm.
forgiveness?
Is
Oh,
the
it's all-
forgiveness? Yeah, it's the forgiveness for her past transaction or her future transactions? Because we know
Ooh, that's
how
an interesting.
Elena is.
That's an interesting.
It could be both. Because Helena doesn't
Give
just
her
see
two.
the future, she also sees the past. It could be
Right.
both. It's however Allison decides to take it. But I think it is she knows the mother wants it for the past, but I think she's also telling her for the future.
Now, the thing is, because we didn't, this is my next question, because we don't really know what she forgave her for. She just said, I forgive you. Is it because of Sir Christian Cole, or is it because of the mistakes that she made believing that Aegon was a king?
However you want to imply it. That's why they left
All
it
of it.
open like that.
I forgive you for setting this in motion. I
Yeah.
forgive you for keeping this ball
I
rolling.
forgive you for keep mistakes. I forgive you for in the future for still keeping the mistake up.
In the
I mean,
episode,
but even so, how is she supposed to correct this mistake?
she can't.
She can't. She has no more power.
Yeah.
But even if she had power,
Even if she did, no.
Why
it's
would I
too far
say
That's what
it?
gone.
I'm saying. It's that you can't. There's nothing you can correct at this point right now, or whatever and stuff. But
you would lose any and all credibility.
not just that. It's just your child is out of control now.
Like, it's too late. You let the cat out of the bag,
And what you
and
gonna
now
do
we got to
about it?
deal with scratches.
I
It is what
I
it
know,
is.
I know. So I know that scene was not in the books. It was never in the books. But I think that was a very impactful.
Well, oh, okay. If we're going to talk about it, it was my upsetness wasn't that it wasn't in the books. I'm at a point now. Is the show is the show. I'm gonna see what they're gonna give me. The moment that I knew it was gonna happen, when they started talking about this letter that she gave her, and in my head I went, "Oh no, she's gonna try and talk to Allison about it." After what Renee said, and I went, "Oh no, this is not going to be good," because I knew it wasn't going to go anywhere, but it would have been an interesting conversation. I was like, okay, it might be an interesting conversation. Then I went to the logistics of it, and I went, this is not going to make no sense. I don't know if I want this. How are they going to do this?
Mm-hmm.
They did it, and you cannot imagine how many times I was pointing out that shouldn't have worked. That shouldn't have worked. Oh hell, y'all should have been caught right there. Nah, that person is a what they call them. They're not nuns. What they call them? Not silent sisters. What they call them? They call
I thought they were
Septors.
Yeah.
I was like, there was certain. I have good thing with faces and names. I'm thinking, wait a minute, y'all seen that Scepter season 1? She knows your face. Ain't no way that she ain't see you. Oh wait a minute, if she see you, that means Laris knows you're here. That means he letting this happen. I was
the only part that I was like, really, oh no, it's not going to work. It's not that, because you have to remember, Rhaenyra's been away from King's Landing for a very long time. They really have no clue of what she actually looks like.
It wasn't that long.
You would think about it.
She was
3
just
weeks
there.
to a month.
She was just there.
Those people, the people have no clue. You thinking about all of these people?
Gotcha.
These people, it's not like our technology today. We can see people and all this stuff like that.
Right.
These people have no clue. Now, Rhaenyra, I mean, Allison, of course, is going to know who she is. That's why she had no doubt when she looked to the side, like, what the hell? My biggest problem with it was she was still sitting so close to her in this thing, in this room, regardless if we're by herself, she doesn't have her King's Guard. It's like she comes here almost every single week. And I'm pretty sure none of y'all ever sit this close. And so when that other lady came and lit the candle, I was like, oh, shit.
Yeah.
She should have said something, because for any of them to even speak to the Queen Regent,
right,
should have set off alarm bells as to who is that.
That's why I was going to say, Jay, the small folk, I would give you. Them getting into the city, where first getting into the city was a little iffy for me. The King's son just died. Security should have been tightened, and the way they got in was a little funny for me, because it seemed like they just walked in the front gate. I thought it was going to use like a secret gate or a secret passage. You know, there's a bunch of them.
Your king is down at the brothels. Your king at the brothels right now. He ain't making city watch plans, okay?
No, that should have been automatic.
All the King's Guards in the brothels with him. All the King's Guards in the brothels with him right now.
The gold cloaks are getting a drink because the king opened the tab.
That's what I'm saying. They getting rounds on him. It's another round after another round, baby.
I don't care. It makes no sense that just early in the episode, it was that last episode, all the lords, everybody was complaining about security. Oh my God, we got to increase it, this and that third, and people still just walking straight to the stop.
But the acceptors, how do you stop a holy lady?
That's what I'm saying. And
now, that was a good idea.
Capital funds. He's just
that was a good idea.
You know,
turn it up. It was a good idea, because that was one of my ideas. I was like,
you know who should have set it off? Her Queen's Guardmen. They should have known who he was. Exactly. The King's Guard or the Gold Cloak should have known who he was.
He was King's
Guard. They seem like he's not doing a very good job either. I don't know who of Aegon's friends.
That's what I was like.
This is because Aegon friends is now guarding everybody. You see what I'm saying? When you put your homies in place and they ain't got your training.
Those friends stay with the team.
But Trey, you should have seen. I was at the house. I was going to hell off. Trey, I was at the house. I was like, she know where she got to meet her at. She know where she is. What the hell? She was a kid with her. She should know that she has to.
It's only two places. It would be either there or at the Weirwood Tree, where they used to read a book together.
But she ain't getting
no way she get in there.
No way she get in there.
That's too close. Like I said, I was fine with half of the plan. In my head, I went, okay, this is in my head. I went, the only way she's going to get in here, she got to dress up like a scepter. But my idea was, no, a silent sister, because they got to cover their face. You never see a silent
sisters don't ever travel alone.
Yeah.
And she could have went, instead of a King's Guard, but she could have went with another chick dressed up like a silent sister.
But see, the thing is, Trey,
can't talk to Allison as a silent sister.
Yeah, and I gotta at the end of the day, I still gotta have somebody that could protect me. What women is about to be out here?
Like I said, my point is there was too many holes.
No, the main hole, Trey. The main hole. The main hole is her letting Allison leave up out of there before her.
Right.
That you getting out.
But my only, like I said, my only point is
that's what I'm saying. Like,
now
how
that she knows it was wrong, you were trusting her not to alert the guards. Hell no.
Ain't no way I'm about to still sitting there. As soon as she got up and moved, I'm moving too. We all leaving. And I'm going a different direction from you.
My only point is the small folk I would give you. The septs and the scepters, the septons and the scepters, that's going to be a little more stretch for me. But them not knowing who you are.
Duties. They can't pay attention to be what.
The problem is she doesn't have lilac eyes. If she had her lilac eyes, they would have known right away.
Like
if her eye color was a true eye color, they would have known right away.
If her eye color is a true eye color, she wouldn't have went up in there.
The whole conversation was, I even though when they finally got to it, I was engrossed in the conversation. No matter how it got set up, so they got me there. I was like, all right, let me hear what they're gonna say.
It was too long. It was too long. It dragged. I understood.
I got it. I'm
with you. It was perfect acting timing.
Nah.
I think it was great. I think it was great because it was just like, I gotta realize when you're doing a scene and you gotta realize some information and you gotta sit there and let that sink in. It's like, my daddy did really just switch up on me. The fuck?
Jay, do you know why L said I'm going to let you know why L said it was too long? Because there ain't no way. Y'all just pointed out, there's no way you're gonna have a scepter sitting by the Queen Regent,
that long,
supposedly praying that whole time, but it looked like they're talking fervently to one another.
Trey, I don't want to hear nothing because you picked out every hole but that one. Okay, so
no, that was L's hole. That's what she was
only L can say why it was too long. You can't speak for her.
Was doing. I'm helping out my sister. Okay.
It was
let me defend her.
To talk.
You're saying it's too long because of different camera angles that they decided to give you. This conversation really read the conversation back and forth. It's not too long. It's the camera angles that they decide to give you. The lady walking in and they stopping the conversation a little bit and stuff like that. You know,
right. The moments they chose to let the conversation breathe, for me, it would not have been my choices. And yes, they had to stop talking when the other scepter showed up to light the candle. But for me, the times when it had to breathe, I'm like, it could have hurried along a little bit more.
It's like when Allison, it's not for you smart people. It's for the slow ones in the back.
I understand. And I understand the pacing because you have to slow it down because you're about to ramp it up with war. But for me, for that to be the end of the episode, I was like, ugh, yeah, I didn't like to end on that note.
And only for Allison to double down.
Right.
Well, you just got through telling her she can't stop it. So what else she's supposed to do? She's supposed to admit.
You know what?
You got their minds, God damn it. Y'all just as confused as shit.
As crazy as it sounds, with the stuff that they've been doing, the changes that they're making, I wouldn't have mind if I would have seen Allison go harder to try to stop everything and fail at the end.
No, I would have preferred Allison stay her 10 toes down and put it like, and who's really wearing the crown now? I don't care if your father said that, but my son is crowned.
So let's take away that part right there, Al said, and really think about Allison right now in this moment. You're telling her to admit that she's been out here sinning. Yeah. For no effing reason inside of the scepter right now. This woman
on
is
out my mother's name.
Lies.
The hot as most.
The stranger is coming for you. What? The lies.
She is not about to admit any goddamn thing.
I'm in my place of worship, and my lies are being told in front of the seven.
You might as well have been like in front of my wife.
Right. In front of the seven. You brought me to this holy place to lay out all my sins.
You know, it's funny. Did y'all? Let me ask you. Did y'all get fully the sense? Okay. Serious question. I when Rhaenyra explained to her that it was actually a dream, that what he was talking about was Aegon's the Conqueror. It was a story about him, and you saw Alice go, "Oh, the Conqueror. Oh, the Conqueror." Was that her acknowledging or her being
No,
unbelieving?
she acknowledged. She didn't say it like that. She said the conquer. It took her by shock. She almost couldn't get it out. She choked on that word.
Was it? I don't know.
No,
The
go back
way
and
they
watch it. She
played it,
choked on that word.
I did. I done seen it like 3 times now, and I'm
Yes,
sitting here like,
on that word, like you can't, you shitting me. That's what she really wanted to say. Is like you're shitting me right now.
But
that's what I'm
again,
saying. Like,
why would she believe Rhaenyra is telling
exactly.
her that this what you believe is a bedtime
Just the
story?
just the same way she looked at Rhaenyra looked in her eyes, and she looked at Rhaenyra's eyes when Rhaenyra said, "I put that on my mother, that this is what he said," because that was Allison's truth.
Right.
It
It is what he said.
That's what I'm saying.
It
It was no lie for Allison there, and it's the same back here. It's
but
like,
the translation is the lie.
Yeah, this is a story that my dad told. Like,
but if this is a story your dad told, your dad only told you.
No, we can fix this. This is going to be my point. This could have been easily fixed. There should have been a line where it said, if Allison, whether she believed it or not, with the way she said the Conqueror, Rhaenyra could have been like, if you don't believe me, I can prove it to you. Get cat's paw, put it in the fire, let it heat up, and you will see it transcribed on the plate.
You can't read it. Allison can't read it.
They can't read Valyrian.
Allison can read High Valyrian. They both was taught when they was kids. They made a point of doing that during the first season. They both can read High Valyrian.
What point did they make? Because they always said that only Damien and Rhaenyra spoke High Valyrian.
They spoke High Valyrian to one another, but Allison was taught.
They spoke High Valyrian in front of people, and they had conversations and stuff. And
I need you to show me that, Trey.
All right, I'll go back and check.
I need you to check with that because they were speaking to each other in front of Allison.
In front of her.
And she couldn't pick up on it.
Oh, speaking and reading are
I understand.
Speaking and reading is two different things, but you could pick up some words.
You should.
Here and there. Because if I'm reading it, if I'm reading it and they're reading out loud, she's not just reading it to herself. They were reading out loud to each other. So if I'm reading it out loud. So you'll be able to pick up the words. Now, speaking fluently, you might not be able to do.
I still would have told her there's proof of it in his own cat's paw. That would shut all of that down.
It could, but do I really want? I mean, how am I getting that knife from my son? And why would I do anything to discredit his claim to the throne? And where am I going to end up? I'm no longer queen regent.
And that's why at the end of the day, this whole mission meant nothing. It was just a great thing, great talking point. Cool. They get to talk one last time, even though I don't think it's going to be the last time they speak.
You look at it, it means nothing. But just like last time when y'all spoke on Rhaenyra going to find some proof that her son is done, she needs these closures. This is not for us. This is for her. She needs these type of closures to say, okay, I can make my final move. It wasn't until she found her closure on Luke that she decided to go forward and say what she said. Like she wants to take action now. Now again, here she's like, okay, I have gave my last effort in trying to stop a whole war. You don't want to believe me? All right, well, here we are.
Listen, I'm not arguing against it. I do get why she's doing it and why they're taking the character to this lengths to do it. I'm just kind of wishing it was done in a more, I don't know, I don't want to say intelligent.
Go ahead. You know what, Trey? There's a couple of more episodes and seasons left. You better go ahead and write you one, baby. You know what I'm saying? Because everybody got one. You get you one.
I got 25 in my head. I got about 25 rewrites in my head. But
go ahead, write them down, baby. I encourage this. I want to see. I'll be like, oh, my boy up here reviewing. Let's ask him what he was thinking when he made this.
It's just interesting in the way they're doing certain things. I'm like, okay, all right. I see why you did that, and I'm kind of playing it forward. Okay, I see where that is leading to. Now, how are you going to get past this issue and this issue? that's what intrigues me even watching some of this stuff. I'm like, look, I want to
Mhm.
see where it goes. I'm really intrigued to see where it goes because I love when the show writes a certain way. It may lead to say if you really analyze shows, you can kind of see where all right, this may lead to either a plot hole or a funny situation. How they're going to write themselves out of it. And I like watching shows like that to see what they're gonna do, how they're gonna resolve things. You know, I'm not easily shocked, and I'm not looking for shock value half the time. But it is interesting when they throw you a nice little curveball. It's like, oh, all right, I didn't see that coming. That's interesting. And it's also rewarding sometimes when you see things happen. You know what? This is gonna happen this way because it just makes too much sense, and it happens. I like stuff like that because it makes sense. Just do it in a very entertaining way. Like I don't mind certain things being predictable as long as it's written well and shown well
Mhm.
and acted well.
Well, you got to bring that to me, Trey, because I looked it up. It says nothing there that Allison knew High Valerian, or
I
even
might be
that,
reaching. Who knows?
or
It,
that her kids knew it, other than
Yeah,
commands
it
for
was
their
just
dragons.
I mean,
it was
everywhere
just
I've
interesting
looked,
to
it's only
me.
the only two that's now speaking it is,
It was just
Rhaenyra's children.
interesting. It
yeah,
was just interesting to me during the times in the first season when I realized that they were going to make Alicent and Rhaenyra the center of all this instead of Rhaenyra and Aegon as a story really is. I went okay, and they made a purpose of saying that they are friends, they grew up together, they studied together, and
Right.
I'm like, okay, if you're studying together, you're studying mostly everything together.
yeah, but she
Rhaenyra
But
didn't.
they
had
wouldn't they wouldn't teach
Rhaenyra
a
had
non-Targaryen the language.
That's what I'm saying. They're not going to teach
well,
outside. They're going to study everything that's in
I can't say that
Westeros.
because there's many houses that teach their kids on ancient Valerian, High Valerian. Even the Starks taught their kids they had to learn High Valerian from Maester Lumen. Yeah, they had to learn High
Not Miss
Valerian from
Damon?
him. Now, Aemon was up at the wall. It's
Well,
on
yeah.
Lumen. I think it's Lumen, but he taught the Stark kids High Valerian. And there was other houses where even Tywin and them, Jamie was surprised that they knew High Valyrian because they were taught
No, I'm
and
talking about
whatnot.
this,
But this one,
House of the
it would
Dragon.
make when they made a purpose of saying, okay, they grew up together, they were best friends, they studied together. Because when we first
Yeah,
meet them, they're laying up under the tree, and Allison is trying to tell them, hey, we're supposed to be going over our studies here.
yeah,
And
but
she's like,
here's the thing. Though. Here's the thing. You don't even see Rhaenyra talk High Valerian to her father outside of that one scene.
no,
She don't even talk High Valerian. This was a bond between her and Damon. So
yeah.
therefore, High Valerian wasn't something that was common around here. This was something that they shared. So this is not something that Alicent would be sitting here studying with her on a regular.
And that's how she was able to teach her. Rhaenyra was able to teach her kids High Valerian, but Allison's kids know the commands. They know what to control their dragons.
Yeah,
So, but
you
there's
know,
thought that Aemond knew it and taught himself.
Mm-hmm.
yeah,
Because remember, he trying to imitate his
Like
idol
his uncle. He wants to be his uncle so bad.
so bad.
So.
so bad. Everybody can't be a
On the
Damon.
hair and all. I mean, you know what? I'm not mad at him. You know what I'm saying? We all got that family member that we love and like, so why not? My brother looking like his daddy. I look a little more like my uncle. It is what it is, you know what I'm saying? So hey, if my uncle's a great war hero and all this stuff, like why wouldn't I not? Everything about everything about Eamon's upbringing says Damon. Almost to the change of the letters of his name. It's the same
Right,
name. Like
right.
so
Yeah. Ooh, what did y'all think of that? I meant to ask this earlier. it was the dreamscape that Damon had when he saw young Rhaenyra, and then Jaehaerys's, she was sewing on Jaehaerys's neck. I thought was so telling.
Yeah.
What you thought it was telling you?
First, even though he's married to Rhaenyra, he still sees her as a little girl.
Mm-hmm.
He still just sees her as a little girl. And then what Rhaenyra said to him, no matter where you go, I'm still cleaning up your mess.
That's
So
funny.
it's
You
very
said you
important.
see it as he sees her as a little girl, and I looked at it as he looks at her at a time when she loved him most.
It could be both.
Yeah.
Two things can be happening at the same time. Two things can happen at the same time. I just find it interesting that, they purposely chose the young version of Rhaenyra to get a
Well,
scene.
it could be that he has certainly warped the innocence of both of them.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. And also, if you look, when he watched her, it was very briefly, but if you look carefully, when he watched her sewing on the neck, and it zoomed in on the neck, it zoomed in on Matt's face. You saw tears in his eyes, like, oh, he's feeling some type of remorse.
Well, that goes back to him kept screaming it was a mistake, but was it really? Because we still don't know what you said. You know what I'm
And
saying?
we're never gonna know.
I know we're never going to
We're
know,
never gonna know.
but now you're being haunted because you're now taking innocent lives.
But he never saw it. He never saw the aftermath.
No, no, he didn't. He just knew what he asked for a head. So of course, this is what it would look like, a head of a child being put back on. However, now it's different. It's kind of like Saul. When you read your Bible, it's kind of like King Saul. It's like it's okay when I'm okay allowed to kill these people, do that, do what I got to do or whatever. But now that I'm out here doing my free will and I'm taking innocence, I'm being haunted.
Now, now it's a
Because
problem of
this is not what
conscience.
I was ordained to be taking. These lives weren't the ones that I was supposed to be taking. So now those are the ones that's haunting my conscience. That's why I love this whole series all around, because it's kind of like a reversion of the Bible when you start to think about all of this stuff like that, like the Princess Promise, all of these things of what bloodline it has to go down and stuff. So this is kind of like Saul right now. It's like I'd have messed up. Now I'm being haunted.
Yeah.
What did y'all discuss? Did y'all discuss Corliss's ears?
No, we haven't discussed. You've been here though longer than me.
The cleft.
The conversation
I stepped away. I stepped
no,
away.
okay, all right. I guess I stepped away a few times too, but hey, Trey, did you discuss no?
Corliss naming a successor.
That was the ears. I thought you mean the ears.
Yes, the ears.
I thought you talking about his ears, girl. I was like,
No,
his ears?
It's that New York accent. Yes.
Yep.
I was like, the ears.
East Coast accent. Yes.
Is.
Okay. The heirs. Yeah.
His successors. Because I want to know, is he going to crown his bastards before or after?
It's before or after what? Before I answer that question.
The battle.
The passing.
Which battle?
The passing. Let's just say that. The passing.
Passing.
Trey, don't act slow right now. The passing.
I know, but I'm thinking a battle's going to happen before that.
Right. But is he going to name his ears while his wife knows that his bastard will be his heir?
That's what I'm saying. I'm saying the passing, but I'm trying not to go into who's passing. Trey want to be slow.
I'm tracking it. I'm trying to preface how I'm gonna answer this. He should name them before, but I think that where this show is going, it might be after.
Yeah, because then she'll be mad.
Yeah.
He likes her, she has control over him and he likes it. He does not want control when he don't like it.
Yeah, the problem is she's thinking of the inevitable as coming to pass.
Right.
Where
you might die. You almost died.
It's not even a you. We're not surviving what's to come. Period. We need to start making our battle plans. This is like I say, y'all want this to be out.
Get these
This,
wheels in order. Let's get
the
our
queen never
wheels in
was the
order.
queen that should have been, because clearly she's thinking long term chess play. I need to make sure everything is lined up. I need my will in place right now.
I have no problems with Renice.
I know. But
No.
I'm saying
Well,
Corliss
I
is
have
over
one
here.
problem with
Corliss
her.
is all of a sudden Corliss has been this person with her by her side doing all of this, and all of a sudden he wants to be like, yeah, no, I'll get back to it.
Yeah, he got an idea in his head, but he know he can't voice it right now.
Yeah,
He
I only have
know
one
he
problem
know
with
he
her.
don't want none of her picks. He don't want none of her picks, which is quite interesting because it's like you kept screaming in her ear, she should have been queen, she should have been queen, but you don't want to put your daughter.
Well, you know what? I'm going to give an answer to that. I don't know if this is his true answer. I know half of it is his true answer. He has always been a staunch supporter of his wife and any female claimant. That's never really been his issue. He's always cared about the family line continually. Now, I think I'm gonna go on a limb. This is the part I'm going on a limb and saying we may come into a point where he is realizing, and it's been showing through this war, even if he names a female heir, is it going to be respected? Is it going to be reinforced? Because look where we're at right now.
And
I
is
like
it
that
going to
point.
come with a dragon like his wife?
I like that point.
Exactly. You know,
Back it
and
up.
in some point, but let's just keep it real. Unless you're the type of man that not only, and this is half of my problem with Chauvin too. This is another point. If you're gonna raise your daughter to take charge, lead, be the queen, be the lady of her house, this and that and third, I'm sorry, she has to be learn how to do everything to a certain extent, not just politically lead. There may be times that she may have to pick up the sword and pull out that unsheath it. So
But I
she
like
needs
the
to
way
be
I like the
trained that
way
Not
way.
I
just
like
on
the
a
way he
wild
highlighted.
boar.
But I like the way
Yeah,
he highlighted it. He said that pretty much so. It's like she don't know how to master ships either.
yeah, she's
That was his way of saying what you're saying. Like she's not trained for any of this.
right. It might be different if she was a shipmate, learn how to, rig a ship and stuff like that. It might be different.
But
You know
even
what
if
I'm saying? But
she had to know the basics, but even if she didn't, he would pair her with a,
someone,
highborn
And
male.
here's,
and we know, and that's his plan.
but
We done
no,
set it up. I
yeah,
see where you're going, L. I see
listen,
what you did there.
listen. Here's my point. Before we get to that, though, you knew she didn't have a dragon. You knew she struggled in that area. Why didn't you never pick up and say, "Hey, let's try another trade. Let's try another way, a means of travel"? You think
Put a
he
whip
slipped
from
the
later
ball
on
on his
Shay.
grandchild?
You just ask that question again.
You think he dropped the ball on his grandchild by never like saying, "Hey, you don't have a dragon, but maybe you can master the seas, master the ocean. You'll be where there by sky, you'll be by water."
He was ready to
That's
give it to Luke.
I
yeah,
know no, but I'm
and
saying that
that's
I feel like me personally, I feel like he dropped the ball with
well,
her.
that's a two-headed yes or no question because do the years that it would have took for him to train her, she was over in Pentos with his daughter and Damon. They didn't come home until after what her name was
Yeah, but like I could have sent for her. I could have said, "Hey, she don't have a dragon. She never got her hatchling didn't hatch. Okay, bring baby home."
And her daddy gonna send her on her own to her grandparents.
nah,
Damon
not happening.
Damon wasn't going to do that, and the daughter wasn't going to
And
either.
yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. They stayed away from everything and lived over in Pentos all of those years. Never came home.
So if you're going to
So
say somebody did her a disservice, it would be her parents.
Okay.
so it'd been one thing if she would have had regular contact with them. That might be something different. We might can have that
Respect
argument.
that because I'm like
If she
somebody
if
did
she
her a
knew how to
disservice.
if she knew how to direct at least a little skiff, I mean, come on, she could at least say something.
I'm saying somebody did her a disservice, especially that you were She was supposed to be betrothed to Luke
Luke.
anyway,
Luke
who was
Series.
Yeah.
going to be
Yeah,
And
master.
Luke
and
Luke didn't Luke
The
wasn't
Driftmark.
Luke wasn't getting his Driftmark education either.
That's what I'm
no,
saying. So it's like they dropped the ball, like
yeah,
literally dropped the ball.
it's ball drops
Yeah.
everywhere because Luke. The only reason why all of that happened, two things. Uh, their son died because he was heir to Driftmark, quote
Right.
unquote. The son died, so Lucerys
They passed Luke off.
natural next one up. He had to be the next one up, and like we just said, the granddaughter was over in Pentos,
So
and
wait a
she
minute.
only got portrayed. She only got betrothed to Lucerys when Rhaenyra made a deal with Rhaenys to marry the kids together.
Yeah.
Wait a minute. Corlys could have named his daughter his heir, and Daemon could have been also Lord of Driftmark, and he went to battle with Daemon.
Could have.
That
Well,
could
no.
have been.
No,
Moses
the
just
daughter
dropping
died.
everywhere,
The
like
son
Amen
was still
in the
alive.
process.
No, that couldn't happen. The son was still alive. She died first.
She did.
She died first.
He could have
And he
still
didn't die.
named Daemon. He could have still named Daemon.
The son was still alive. He didn't die till years later.
Right, but after the son died,
After,
in order to hold it as regent for one of his granddaughters, even.
no, that still wouldn't work because Lucerys is still alive.
Lucerys is still alive. He already gave it to
He had that
Lucerys
spot.
to
He
hold
started
for the
to,
daughters
he
anyway.
started to
So I
train
just go back
Lucerys
to the
up.
fact
But
that
what did
a bunch of
Corlys
people dropped
say?
the ball on training them kids up. Period.
And how did Corlys set it up? He set it up by saying history does not remember the blood; they remember the name.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
So he already talking about changing people's names up in here to put it on the family tree.
Yeah.
We know what's gonna happen. He owes us, brother. Owes us.
But
Yeah.
and not to
Daddy
spoil it
owes
for
me a
folks.
ship, and he owes you one too.
He owes us,
And not
brother.
to spoil it, when bastards get legitimized, it doesn't always work well.
I like the casting for the brothers. I still think the older brother is a little too old looking
Yes.
for the casting.
Agreed. They
Because
should look like twins almost.
Yeah.
going back to what you did when you posed that question earlier, when is he going to try and get his bastards? That's what threw me off because I'm still thinking, could he still try to pass this off as, hey, this is Lenor's bastard boys
Right.
that I found.
Right.
Yeah. Lenor's bastard boys.
But clearly, that's why they probably gonna wait till after, because
That's my point. That's why I
yeah,
paused.
honey,
I went,
it might be a little
wait a
tell
minute.
my honey with some flowers, like baby girl.
Flowers ain't gonna correct this because
that's why
the
I
dragon
paused.
gonna burn them flowers.
But listen,
battle?
hold up, because we know Damon and Viserys was out here running mad when they was young too. Maybe this was Corlys running mad before he settled down. You know what I'm saying?
No,
Because
'cause they're the same age.
that one looked really old.
The old one, that's my problem. The old one, maybe. The young one, you can't pass that off.
That one looked really old. He doubled back the second time. That's all.
Oh, that's the problem. Like
on his wedding day. On his wedding day, he was like, "Let me get one last one in."
And to your point, how is it when they're gonna do it? Is the before or after?
They're supposed to be the same age as the other kids.
Famously, Rhaenys, which they never brought this up in the show, I don't think they're going to because they want that drama. Rhaenys has always famously says the sneak state has dipped his oars in many ports, but he always comes home.
Right. You don't come home with bassinets either.
Yeah, that's true.
It's a mighty poor hole. I mean, it's a mighty poor rat to only have one hole to run in and out of. Okay.
I mean, look, Aemon. Aemon decided to stick with one.
Hey, he didn't want to be like the rest of it. He seen how this is turning out when you got kids from different people. He like, nah.
He's like, my bastards are not going to be in the pits.
Yeah, he's like, this
fighting.
is a bad thing. She can't even have none. She too old.
Oh, and before we go, we got to talk about Hugh the White and how he run his mouth. That's a precursor. What do y'all think of him? Lord have mercy.
He's a good character. I like him right
I
now.
I
He's
thought they
You
were
entertaining.
like
trying.
him now, Jay?
He's
You like him
entertaining.
now?
I said
You
he's
like him now?
entertaining. He's a
Uh
good
huh.
character. I like him right now. He's
Is he
entertaining.
gonna stay entertaining? That's the
Oh
question.
yeah, he gonna stay entertaining all the way to his death. Watch, he gonna keep me entertained. Now, if I'm gonna still like him when he,
Oh my God,
He
this
does.
fool.
He does answer the blonde hair question.
Mhm.
He does
It
answer
was
the
a good.
blonde
It
hair.
was a good answer. It was a
It
good
was a
answer.
good answer, but I thought they were just. I thought at first, before we learned his name, that he was doing a story to fleece this guy of his money for his mates.
Yeah.
I thought that's what this was. And then when they said his name and he continued on, I'm like, oh, you are a
Yeah.
dragon seed. You're going to be a dragon seed. Okay. Oh, I know who you are. And then as soon as, Rhaenyra is my queen, here comes your king. Drinks for everyone.
Hmm. Well, they actually said his name last episode when we first meet him. He was walking by the rat catchers. And what happened to the rat catchers? And she said Hugh. Well, Hugh. She called him Hugh. So Susan said his name. I went, oh, there you go. Interesting. So this is who they got to play him. Okay. All
It
right. I
was
see what
it
you're doing here.
was it was too funny. And then the way they angled it, that Aegon is right over his shoulder. So
Yeah.
he can't even continue his stories. And I thought that man was going to be either drunk or stupid and say, yo, come say hey to your uncle.
Yeah, that would have been wild. That would have been wild.
I think he thought the same thing too, because he was sitting like,
Don't say nothing. Please don't say nothing. Keep it
Okay.
quiet, keep it cute.
How many episodes is it gonna take him and Hugh to get out of the season? Excuse me, to get out of King's Landing, because at some point they gotta leave.
It should
And
be.
what's gonna push them to leave?
I thought they
but
said
clearly it don't take a lot of episodes for them to get back and forth nowhere. Because
They start teleporting again. It's like GOT, they're teleporting everywhere. It take at least, actually it takes
a
a
day's
day and a
ride.
half. A day and a half. Not on dragon back on by boat. It take about a day and a half to 2 days to sail the gullet from Dragonstone to the Red Keep. A good
Where's
day.
where's Corliss putting all that flour? Where's Corliss putting all those goods that they are stealing and withholding from the Red Keep?
Oh, they're stocking
the
them up.
flower and hair
I
loss.
They're stocking up, baby. We gotta hold on to this.
No one has heard from Damon. No one's heard from him.
Yeah, and Damon ain't even heard from him. He hearing other things right now.
Yeah, he tripping balls right now. The old guy got him seeing all manner of stuff
Damon on
right
that
now.
good opium. He on
So
that good opium.
speaking of Damon on that good opium, do you think it's kind of like she's projecting, kind of like how how Dany got caught up in the tower as well when she was seeing her visions?
When it comes to Alice Rivers and Aaron Hall and the old guys, I think it's more, to me, I think it's more or less the power of the rearwood tree and the old guys, and Alice Rivers is just a medium through it. It's not really coming from her per se, but it may be coming through her.
Through her. Yeah, I understand.
So I think it's more just a medium kind of
If
thing.
Taya got into this, do y'all think that the three-eyed raven, though he not born yet, but he is in God, is going back and giving these visions? Because he go back and forth, be giving people stuff he ain't supposed to be giving them once he is finally born and stuff.
Now, that is the tinfoil hat theory right there. That is the tinfoil hat theory. And it honestly, and I'm gonna be honest with you, I personally think George did that on purpose because it's a good tinfoil hat theory that was pulled from the books by certain aspects that happened. Because
but why wouldn't he then go and stop the children of the forest from making the White Walkers?
but some things have to happen.
I'm just saying.
I feel like his power don't reach that far.
Well, that's the thing.
The children like, yeah,
Well,
no.
there's something. It's
Or
one of
the
those
children aren't
situations-
influenced by him.
No, they're
They
not.
are his guardians, technically, but they're not influenced by
him.
his magic.
The magic flows from them through them. Well,
That's what I
not
was gonna
from
say, the
them.
magic
They're,
comes from
they're
them.
mediums as well. They are strong mediums for the power of the old guys, so it flows through them.
And because the first men probably were not under his influence either.
I think with the setup, if we was to have to go down this logic, and maybe we can have a whole discussion of this another day. But I'll give like a just piece of it. It's just like, because we all have to live in this thing together, we're kind of bound in a way that I can't really get rid of you. You can't really get rid of me. So we have to figure out a way to make it all work and coexist without y'all trying to wipe us all away, and we having to do the same. I don't know. We can flush it out though, because that's just like a quick thought on it one day. Yeah. Then we did. Was there anything else that I'm just thinking? We got baby girl going to be a babysitter to the dragons, and we left with 4 eggs. And I've heard the show. I think the director for this episode said these 3 of the eggs were the ones that's going to Danny.
He said it unofficially outside of the official newsletters.
That I heard. I hope that's not real, because that would be a absolute mistake.
Why?
Because they're going to Pintos. They're going to Pintos.
Right.
They're doing everything they're supposed to be.
Those are not the eggs. Those eggs is already in Pintos. Those 3 eggs that was Danny's eggs
could be
are the 3 eggs that was stolen by Alice. Forgot her damn last name. It's another Alice that was friends to King Jaehaerys' sister. Her name started with an R too. She stole the 3 eggs from Dragonstone, went to Pintos, actually the Bravos, and sold those eggs to the Sea King of Bravos. It almost caused a war between Bravos and the 7 Kingdoms. King Jaehaerys had to tell them, hey, because they try to say, hey, she sold us, they never had proof that the eggs were sold to them, but they say, hey, if I brought 3 chicken eggs, who says I won't have chickens myself? And the famous quote is, well, those chickens better stay chickens. If we hear about 3 heads actions and they are dragons, it will be war. We will come to get them. But those are the eggs that Mario Pappas, when the whole deal with Danny and they had to flee the Bravos and all that stuff, and Mario Pappas, whatever his damn name is, got with Varys and they made this whole elaborate plan and all that crap. He said the eggs were from a shy. No, those are the same eggs.
But it's a good way. It's a good way to add tinfoil and make a hat.
See,
she's heading there, and her dragon hasn't hatched yet, and we know she gets that dragon hatching later. So it's a good way of kind of sprinkling something later.
No, she's heading to the area,
and then she's heading to Pintos.
The boys, okay.
She's going to Pintos with them.
Yes,
she's going
to the area.
That's what Rhaenyra told her.
Told her she's going to Pintos.
Viserys and Aegon.
I think you need to watch it for the 5th time, Trey.
Viserys. I'm about to stand on this. Viserys and Aegon is going to Pintos,
and she's going with them.
She is to raise them as she is their mother. And that's why she was teary-eyed when she said, that's when my mother died. She didn't want to go back there.
Talking about the youngest boy.
Go watch it again, Trey.
Go
Yes,
watch it again.
I'll
Go
go
watch
watch
it
it again.
again. Go watch it again.
All right,
with
It's to
we about
go
to find
with
out what
them.
happened.
It's
with
it's two people
subtitles.
that
We about to
tells this
find out what
mission her
happened.
going. Renera
We
tells her what she's going to do, and it's also mentioned again later on that she is going to Pentos.
we are about to see the other half of Otto's plan come into action.
I like the
Because them
deflection.
boys,
It's very nice.
because those boys is going to Pentos, and you'll say she going with them. She can't be there because what happens while they're on their voyage to Pentos? She can't be there.
Understood. We're not saying when she's going. We're just saying she could have sent them ahead of her. But Rhaenyra, when she gave her the plan, it was that you're going to the Erie, but also Pentos, and that's why she didn't want to go because her mother died there.
It's stated in there. It's stated in there. You're going to be at the Aries while we receive word from Pentos of your acceptance to go to Pentos. It is stated she is supposed to go to Pentos.
Okay, she's supposed to go, but she ain't going.
Well, exactly, and we can understand why. That's where her mother passed. We understand why, but that's why she's saying that.
Okay.
But again, watch it the 5th time. Your Grace.
Before we get up out of here, what y'all thought about Bela and Moon Dancer?
It was out there dancing.
Bela, you gotta pull back. I was worried you're gonna touch that ground a little bit harder than you were.
She was showing her daddy side.
Was it really her daddy side?
It wasn't her
'Cause
daddy or her
Oh,
mom.
no. Nah, that
It
was her
was
daddy
mom.
side. That was her daddy side. Her mama
her
was
mom.
her mom was but that was a little her daddy popping
I
out.
don't know.
Just a little
I
bit.
don't know. I don't know. It was that
Mama was
combination.
doing acrobats with Vagar now.
Yeah.
Listen, the dragon riding, okay, the dragon riding, her mama. The penchant to go after them was straight
The
danger.
mediated goals to not listen to direct order.
No.
That was straight danger.
I did not
That-
engage. I got a
gave
close
direct
look.
order to stay
Technically-
up high. I didn't say that.
Technically, I
said,
didn't
"Are you
engage.
sure, you sure that was them from that high up?" She said,
Oh,
wasn't
well,
so high."
I didn't actually engage. Nah, that was straight danger. That was
You
straight
mean,
danger.
how high is high up? Like tree level is high enough, or like
I spotted them. I had to get closer to make sure it was the Kristen Cole.
Right.
To verify.
I seen his
I had to
face.
verify.
That's how close I got.
You needed this intel, Your Grace.
Right.
And it was good intel.
Yes.
It was great
It
intel.
was good intel. I was like, you should have burnt down the forest though, and then came back and told I got him. No.
No.
Nah, that's
Dang.
burning resources. We can't do that. Nah.
No.
That'd be bad.
We got all the resources on my daddy shit. What you talking about?
Nah, you can't go around burning your lords and castle forests and trees and then they'll turn against you.
Yeah.
And
And
you
you
It
don't
was
know.
just a small little regional fire,
was-
just a containment fire. A small
That
little
is a
containment fire.
hunting forest.
It prevents
If-
the rest of the
if
fires.
you
You know,
would've-
if you live out here in
and that-
LA, you understand how it works. You burn the outskirts, so they just
The
Yeah,
only
burn it,
way
and
that
then
would've worked-
Rhaenyra's stag come running through, burnt.
The only way that would have worked is hey, at least we got Sir Kristen Cole in the process. We might can pass that off. But you was never gonna get him.
But no, at least you know knights have left the Red
Yes.
Keep.
And they need to know that.
Yes.
Like the Lord of Roots was like, hey, I got to go home. Cause they coming. I gotta get my people ready. I've been out here showing my fear to the youth,
Right.
telling you, hey, we got to do something. Now they
And here
actually
they come.
doing something.
They're knocking on
I
my
gotta
door.
go do something.
They're
Now I
knocking on my
gotta go. I gotta go.
I can't stay on this council. How many soldiers you sending me? How many bannermen? Because I need some.
Excuse me. I thought they was gonna do this here, but I understand them. They're gonna drag this out, whatever. When he said, "Ma'am, where I expect some support," and she looked at ladies, I went, "Oh shit!" I said, "Oh." Even I went. Okay, that should happen, but it's too soon. I want Rainey's a little more, at least 2 more episodes.
I heard.
Give it-
I
I
heard.
want 2 more episodes.
I heard the East Side Boys. What you gonna do?
What you gonna do? Like, yo, they coming. They coming. They coming.
the next scene, the next episode.
Well, no, we was talking about how the the Lord of Roots Rest was like, hey, we just heard Cole is on the march. I got to go home. I got to go home. I got to get my people ready. They at my door.
I need some help.
They at my door. Are you gonna see me help? It was at that moment I went, uh-oh, are they doing this right now? I was like, don't do it. Don't do it. She looked dead at her. I was like, oh, don't do it. Not yet. Not yet. Even I went like that.
I'm trying to figure out because they say there's supposed to be 2 big battles this season. So episode 4 would make sense to have one before the last. But then I was just like, okay, if we're doing 4 seasons, I don't know how it's gonna stretch out to 4. So y'all must be down.
Oh, there's enough.
Yeah, but then then I'm gonna have to listen to Trey complain about all these filler episodes.
The weird thing. That's the weird thing. It's only 8 episodes a season, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
And well, next episode, the 8 episodes this season. The next episode is going to be the shortest of the whole season. It's going to be only running at an hour long too.
I just needed to end with a dragon hitting the ground, bam, and go to black. You know how they did?
We're going to start episode 5 off with a whole showcase.
I just need them to end it. You know how the Night King, you saw the dragon's eye turn blue? I just needed to end with the dragon. No, I want the dragon's eye to just close and the heartbeat stop beating. That would be a beautiful. I ain't gonna say who's dragon, but
I don't know if I would end it like that. Let me tell you how I would end it though. I would end it. You would get that somewhere towards the end, what you saying, but I would end it with somebody popping up talking about, but half of their face.
Well, you know that's gonna happen. You know that's gonna happen. But is it now? Is the question.
I know.
Because you didn't listen. You didn't listen.
I thought that was going to be episode 5. I thought we
could
were
be.
getting that.
The end of episode 5 popping up like that. It could be. It can still be.
The whole latter half of episode 5.
Hey, but that make Larry's a little bit of a or his rats a little bit of a seer too, like a 4-seer too, because they kind of depicted. He kind of like foretold. Now he's saying it in the realms of that. That's what Alicent and Aemon want. However, that's what they're going to end up with. So
the way they're doing this, even though they're making them jealous, he kind of making them jealous to stay home at some point in time. And well, you know what? The way they did this episode, God, wow, this really next episode might get crazy for real. The way they did this episode, Aemon may just end up leaving on his own to go with Cole.
Yeah, well, because he's pissed off now with his brother.
Yeah, that's
also what pissed me off too about Baela. Because had Aegon originally gone with the plan, granted, Moon Dancer's fast and stuff like that, but you're tiny.
No, yeah, and she would have tried to engage. I don't care what
she would have tried to engage, and the fact that she would have engaged would have got you seen.
Mm-hmm. But we can't have it yet. It's in the future.
No, I know. I'm just saying this not a book, you know what I'm saying, related thing. Yeah. It's just like as a watcher watching it, that's what pissed me off. It's like, girl, had he not been stopped by Larys, he would have been out here.
Right.
And your ass would have got caught.
Either one of them, either Aemon or Aegon.
That's what I'm saying, doing the stunt that you did or whatever. Now, luckily for you, you were supposed to be high up. And the other thing on that too, if we're gonna talk about hoes, how the hell did Christian and Cole get 2024 vision? Okay,
because he's Christian Cole.
Bitch, that motherfucking eyes is good. She's supposed to be a speck in the damn sky. She should be looking like a bird up in the sky.
Actually, it was by chance, but I think that's the way he spotted her, because they did the scene in a way where he was facing the sun, talking to him.
But at the same time,
and when the clouds parted, and you saw a speck against the sun. That's when he finally looked at it. Was like, nah, a bird don't look like that. Bird don't look like that.
Not that
Nah,
far away. Not that far away. It looks
nah,
like a
bird
bird,
don't
but it
look
looks
like
too
that.
far away.
And the wing don't even look right in the nah. That bird don't look like that. That's a dragon.
Was that
Get out of
Batman?
here. Get out of here.
And all of our dragons are back at King's Landing.
That's what I'm saying.
Exactly. So he like, nah. And
Who was
I
that?
have to,
Batman?
and the funny thing is, even though you're high up, you have to get the same, well, at first I have to get the same credence to Baylor too for spotting them, but actually Moon Dancer spotted them
The
first.
Moon Dancer smarter than
And she roared. Mm-hmm.
yeah.
And she looked over. Yeah, girl, get it.
It was so cute when Moon Dancer. My littlest cat, he does like
Dive.
His sound has this like small meow, and he'd be like, "Meow." A little. I can't even do it right now because my voice sounds crazy. But yeah, no, he don't even sound like that. His meow is so little, and I was like, "Oh, look at Moon Dancer sounding like my little man over here." So little and stuff.
Like, yo, that was like, yo.
That's when you trust your dragon.
I kind of liked it.
And so here's my issue. And if they go this route, I know. So I know one of the major battles is going to be Rainey's, of course, right? The other one of the other major battles, because they're kind of setting it up already, is with Damon. But I'm like, you're setting it up with Damon, but we haven't got Nettles.
They're saying they're not bringing Nettles, but they could be trying to distract us and still bring her.
But also,
or do you think?
I feel like she's so prominent to the story too, like so
Damon, that battle with Damon, that's the big one, but that's going to be fast and short and towards the end.
Yeah,
the two major battles that's going to happen is yes, Rainey's, but also the Battle of the Gullet.
Yes.
That's why that's why I did make a big thing of Rainer and where she going, this and that third, because that's going to happen. I'm trying to remember, did it happen before or after?
And remember, we see one of Corliss's bastards in his getup.
Mm-hmm.
He's in his full armor, so he had to have been legitimized to get that.
The dragon seeds have to be sold before that happens.
Yeah,
that's why I asked.
So it's just like, we have clearly Rick's rest coming up like super soon and stuff, and we haven't had.
That's why I said I felt like that was going to be episode 5 instead of 4.
Well, I would have seen that, but Trey, I would have seen that as 4, only for the dragon seeds to be 5.
Wait, they're
doing it backwards? That's what else?
Did the Battle of Rooks happen before or after the dragon seeds in the book? Because I'm a little.
It's supposed to be before.
I thought it was supposed to be after because he's trying to name saying the sons, the bastards were Laenor's.
See that. This is why my confusion came up, because I was like, wait a minute. In the books, if I remember correctly, the sowing of the seeds happens before the Battle of Roots Rest. It happens before the Battle of Roots Rest.
Then they'll have to sow the seeds at the same time in 4.
I guess they'll be sowing.
But it would make sense. Wait a minute. But for me, for the show, it would make sense to do it after.
Yeah.
Because if you've lost a dragon, and a rider, and you need to fulfill your ranks again, then is when I would sow seeds.
And it costs a lot of money to do these siege dragons. So yes.
Right.
Practically saying, yeah. That's why I said for the show.
Yeah.
I see the way it's going. When y'all ask the question, when he gonna tell people about these bastards, it may be afterward.
Yeah.
It makes more sense for the show. Yeah. To do it that way.
So so we're gonna get the climactic scenes mid-season, and I guess towards the end, since we got 8 and this will be 4. So from how it looks from the previews, that it's about to be some dragon on dragon action. Now it might just end. What it might do is might just end with the battle ensuing, and we don't get the full.
True, because I was going to wait till the end for Sir Christian Cole to get his comeuppance.
Yeah,
that's a lot of. You know what? Honestly, and even at the beginning of the season, my prediction to be at the end of the season. What we saw at the beginning of this episode, we're going to see some banner changing, going up by the end of this season. That's that's going to happen.
I don't think Cole going to get his comeuppance till the next season.
Yeah, third season. He's going to be up.
Yeah.
Because that happens afterwards anyway.
Yeah.
So the third season, definitely. In the beginning too.
And all the seeds are spreading.
Yeah. Yeah. So and that's why I asked the question: how long they gonna how long it's gonna take, and what are they gonna do to get Hugh and Oath out of King's Landing? Yeah, they
Right.
gotta go.
Right.
They gotta go.
Well, first Rhaenyra has got to put it out there that she'll welcome
She's
him.
in the city right now.
Yes.
They can go
Yes.
with her. How these motherfuckers actually pulling me around. So now it makes sense that she's in the city. God daggone it. I still don't like it. But if
But
you're
then she
gonna
got to
use
get word far and wide, not just in the
if
city.
Massaria sending her,
Right.
Massaria knows people,
Mhm.
you know.
I'm
Yeah.
glad y'all brought up Masaria again because that was my last thing. Here we go again because we seen it and got. We have the battle of the spy whispers, the spies,
Mm.
battle of the spies going down
Mm.
again or whatever, because that's what it's ultimate playing out as.
Information.
We both got Larry's and Masaria finding them a seat on each other, the opposite councils now or whatever. They've moved up in the world. I'll give them that. Okay. You know,
Well,
He's-
not Laris. Well, Laris a little bit, but he was highborn.
yeah.
Yeah.
But I mean, in his infliction, he's moved up. You know what I'm saying? So he was. So these people is becoming now a battle of whose whispers is better.
You know the funny thing is one of on the outside looking in, you can't trust any of these whisperers. They're kind of the most dangerous people that you're gonna have. But I hate to agree with him. I do slightly agree with what Aegon said. Yeah, my father may not have had he may not have wanted whispers, massive whispers himself, but in these times, it is good to have one.
In
The
these times,
problem is having one you can trust has always been the issue.
that was my thing. I
Well,
was like, you don't even know this man's ankle. I understand. I understand why he wants him because yes, in time of war, you need somebody that has spies and all this stuff like that. But
Time
again,
of peace.
you don't know this man's angle. Like we don't really know. We don't really know the White Worm's angle, but we know it a little bit more better than we know Larry's. Like Larry's is going against everything and everybody. Like every 5 seconds he just turned on Allison. Like you're constantly turning. What is it that what is your end goal?
Chaos.
whose interest is he working for?
Chaos is the latter.
Right. You know what I'm saying? So I mean in these
But
times I agree with you, Trey, though, for
you can't
sure.
climb the ladder.
For sure, those are valuable assets in these times. In various times, it wasn't because Varys was keeping peace. So what I need you to disturb the peace for with these whispers, because these whispers is nothing going to grow in my head and fester into some BS. You know what I'm saying? It's like us when
Well,
we start analyzing situations.
that's
So,
what happened with Varys and the Mad King.
Right.
It was kind of funny. The Mad King brought Varys over from Pentos or Mirror, whatever city he was from, because he heard about him and how good he is. He brought him over because he was suspicious that his hand, Tywin at the time, and his son was plotting against him. Funny thing was they were, because because the Mad King was tripping. And it was like, yo, we might have to get your daddy up out of here, bro. Hey, Prince Rhaegar, you down with this? And even Rhaegar was like, yeah, pops on some other stuff.
Yeah, but I'm gonna have to go get me another wife.
Yeah, and he was on his bull crap too. Him and his dreams and trying to fulfill prophecy and stuff.
listen. On some real stuff, Damon sound like
Rhaegar.
he was a first Mad King because this Negro out the hair hall start tripping too.
There was a lot of Mad Kings in the Targaryens, and you
Hey,
really pick
when
them out.
you involved a lineage of incest, what you
Yeah,
expect?
it's gonna happen, man.
Yeah.
Oh God.
You know.
The first one was Maegor the Cruel. He was now a show about him would be interesting, but that might be too much because he was a lot.
Too much.
He was a lot. That's a lot. Ooh, that's a horror. That could be a horror movie, a horror show. How bad he was.
Like a season of something that's just like how we do American Horror Story.
Yep,
Yes.
season.
Yeah.
Not American Horror Story, the Mr. Makeover the Core.
Right.
Listen,
HS Makeover.
that might be a great pitch if you think about it.
I
That
know.
might be a great pitch.
I know. This how America started.
Oh my goodness. That man was killing for no reason at all. He was so
No dragons. No dragons.
Mm.
No CGI dragons, just his cruel judgments.
Sometimes you gotta do what you gotta do.
There you go.
Yeah.
Now there would be some dragons because he wrote Valerian. Well,
Yeah, but you don't have it could be low budget.
Yeah, it'd be very minimal.
Yeah.
You could show shadow. You could show dragon shadows
flying over. Anyhow, yeah. All right.
At some point, we got to get Valerian because they keep. He was the biggest. Oh, hey, at some point, we got to get a show where it was Valerian.
We got some stuff. We'll get it. So, but yeah. Anywho, we've been here for a good minute now, and I think we covered the show pretty much up and through. I don't know if we missed anything, but if we did, y'all can leave us in the comments and tell us what we missed because y'all be on it. Yeah, when we just be rambling and stuff, y'all be on it, okay? Y'all love to tell us what to do. Like y'all wanted the hand of the kings, you know what I'm saying?
Damon, you're gonna die here. That's the only thing we didn't talk about. Damon, you're gonna die here.
I mean, kinda.
Face would trip me. He was like,
Is he?
But did you die?
There's die and there's die.
Yeah, if you say win, she say win. She just say,
Yeah, she was like, dying. You mean dine?
Or be dinner.
I wonder why this man's scared to eat the peas.
Hey, you got this weird shit running around here.
I had 2 knives on the door. He had 2 knives on the door and Dark Sister, bro. Where'd you get these extra knives from?
He's thinking from the soldiers he knocked out. It's like, nah, let me get that. Let me get that. I'm gonna need it.
All right, I gotta lock these doors.
Nah, you get up in here.
Doors locked.
Water everywhere. It's raining on his bed. Like, man.
Caraxes cannot be at the front door.
Caraxes like, you got me out this rain, bro.
Right, Caraxes like Caraxes is pissed. I mean, he got all this castle. My guy. Put me inside.
Don't make me make a home. All right, no. Keep playing with me. Keep playing with me.
I'll lay some eggs right here.
Mm-hmm.
You know I don't like this wet shit.
Like, can rain burn? Blowing fire at the rain.
Hot water. Rain just steaming.
Making steam all over the place. Like, what's going on?
It's foggy as hell out here now. Shit, can't see shit.
Oh, Caraxes, man.
Caraxes left him outside like a wet dog.
And Caraxes want that smoke. He's like, yo, I'm ready to go off. When we doing this?
Caraxes out there like, I do not take baths. This is bullshit. Sir, this is bullshit.
Who we gonna fry extra crispy?
Listen,
Eyes hungry. I don't know no damn peas.
No, he acts really reptilian. Look, come on now. But I can see the cat reference.
Yeah,
climbing down the side of the building.
He's a cat rat. That's what he is. He's a cat rat.
He's definitely reptilian. Reptilians climb down the side too.
Mm-hmm.
He full rep. Caraxes is a boy. I love. Shout out to Gray Area calling him throat goat. She get on my nerve.
Wow, not
my little throat goat.
Yes.
Not the throat goat. Oh my goodness.
Love her. Shout out to her. Anywho, we're going to get up out of here, y'all. Thank y'all for being with us today for another round of House of the Dragon, Season 2, Episode 3. We'll be back here next Monday, live and in action for Episode 4. Y'all please join us and go ahead and participate if y'all love the show like we do. You know what I'm saying? Leave a like, share, and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Say bye to my guests and do follow them. Go ahead and tell them where they can follow y'all at. Trey.
See it in the name, Elsid Speaks.
And y'all can follow Trey to the wall.
Yeah, listen, don't follow me. You don't want to follow me. You're gonna get lost. Don't worry about it. I see you when I see you, and I bless you when I bless you.